We are back to watch the Amber Heard Johnny Depp meltdown. This
I
is
heard
going
we
to be.
missed the cross, man.
We missed it because we left too early. So listen, did you see any of the cross from yesterday?
No. I was out with the wife, man.
Yo,
I came back and somebody said, "Oh yeah, they started the cross." I was like, "Come on, man. We stayed here for like what 6 hours?"
she got crushed in the first hour and a half. Yo, if for any, I'm going to say it, people. For all you people out there in the chat, if you think Amber Heard is telling the truth, if you're a pro Amber, you need to seek immediate medical attention.
Is that bad?
It's that bad. It's that bad. Everything this woman put out there is a lie. It's all about everything this woman put out there is a lie.
Everything, man. Come on. And if she said she woke up and had eggs yesterday, man. Come on. Something got to be right.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I got to get my editor this because we are supposed to be. To be honest with you, I started this stream too late. I think. Yeah, I got some stuff on my thing. I started the stream too late, but then everybody else is. There's so many people live streaming it. So first, let me give a shout out to Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN, 82% off Atlas VPN. If you guys want a quick VPN, Atlas VPN may be for you. They're good people. That's why I like to push Atlas VPN. They've treated me right. So link should be in the description. If it's not, I'll put it there. But moving on from that. So today, what did you now? When we left yesterday, off after direct, I was like, yo, she lying, she lying. But today, it was after the cross yesterday. It was like that. Is she not only is she lying, she is just straight up full of junk. And it's crazy because even the people on the left, like the far left, the Me Too, we believe all women, damn it, they don't believe Amber Heard. They think she lying. They think she's full of crap. Look at the Young Turks. The Young Turks thinks that Amber Heard is full of crap. The Young Turks. Insane. Yeah, man. Yeah. We get, oh my, it's horrible. It is horrible. So did you watch any of the cross examination yesterday or no?
No, not. So I'm going into this, fresh. I have not seen anything, but now I'm going to have to really sit back and go.
Listen, brother. Take everybody in the chat. We're going to take a second. We're going to prepare ourselves. This is going to be explosive this morning. So I want you to prepare yourself. Just relax. Get your coffee. See, I got my water here. I got some sweat on my brow, so I'm gonna wipe that off. But we're gonna be in it today. So yesterday, stuff was so bad. Amber Heard released a statement. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Before this, let me get this to my editor.
She released a statement. Sorry, I did so bad in court. Y'all saw it.
She released a statement. I'm hitting. Let me hit this. But her statement yesterday, it's funny when you know it's bad when you gotta release a statement about it, right? Let me see if I can find her statement yesterday. All right, so do you believe Amber Heard is an abuser?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just going solely based on the testimony of Dr. Shannon Curry, and just the diagnosis that she came to when she was sort of examining Amber Heard, her BPD situation, and she explicitly laid out these are the type of people that are abusers, right? This is what she does, this, and just had a litany of examples that she has sort of observed from Amber Heard. So it's just like my experience with somebody else with that same disorder. It's just a copy paste. So yeah, I absolutely believe that she is an abuser.
I don't see how you come to any other conclusion, right? I really don't. I understand what her team is trying to do, but it's the lies themselves. For those of you who watched the cross examination with me yesterday on the replay, it was so bad. It was really, really bad. Everything, she lies about everything. She was even lying about donating the money to the charity, to the children's charity.
Oh.
She straight up was lying about that. So she had nerve to say, you know what? This was her excuse for it. She said, quote, she treats donating the same as pledging. So if I say I'm going to give you $1 billion. People should treat that as if I gave you $1 billion. So I can tell people I gave you $1 billion.
And what sort of like what weird mixed up world does she live in where those two are equivalent? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not a multimillionaire and I don't understand, giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to charity, but that seems shady to me. But I don't know.
Of course it's shady. Of course it's shady. Let me see if I can read part of her statement. Her statement says, this is before spokesperson told People magazine. There's an old. All right, so let me share this so you guys can see this what her statement was yesterday. Screen share. People magazine's reporting it. So this is People magazine reported she made a statement. So let's look at her statement. So this is Amber Heard's statement. Amber Heard issued statement before being cross-examined. Truly, the truth is not on Johnny Depp's side. So this is her statement before the horrible cross-examination. A spokesman Amber Heard said in a statement obtained by People, there is an old saying by trial lawyers: when the facts are on your side, argue the facts. When the facts are not on your side, pound away at the podium. Today, we expect Depp's attorneys will instead pound away on the victim. We fear it will be equal parts shameful and desperate, the statement continued. And the overwhelming evidence, the truth, is not on Depp's side. The only thing we suspect Depp's attorneys will avoid is the central issue of the trial. Does Amber or any other woman have a First Amendment right to free speech? Yeah.
Oh, it's a free speech issue now. I didn't. You know what, Nate? I didn't know something. I didn't know that Johnny Depp was and his team were the government silencing her. I didn't know that. Oh. Did you?
I knew nothing about that.
Oh, I knew nothing about crazy. That. Crazy.
Hold. I logged into the wrong account. No. Sorry. I'm trying to log on and give get my editor in here. Yeah, gotta give him the email. Pardon me, guys. Yeah, so this for her is a free speech issue. Johnny Depp is killing her free speech. People in the chat, what do you think? Do you think Johnny Depp is destroying?
I wish you could see my face right now. Yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
She killed his career with an op-ed by painting him as an abuser unjustly. But that, you know what, Yeah, I gotta keep muting myself. I got my super chat shit playing.
Oh. Sorry. Just giving it to that. I'm sending my editor the link for today.
Nate, you won't let me say what I want on your channel, man. You're stopping my free speech, man.
Oh my God. What's going on? Well, her there is no free speech on cross-examination. You're there to answer questions, and she's free to answer whatever questions she wants. My God.
So I'm guessing the lead attorney, the older gentleman, is the one doing the cross.
Oh no! You know what? I want you to go in this blind.
Okay.
You're gonna go look at this and see what is going on.
Oh, surprise me! All right, I like surprise.
We're going to surprise you today. We're going to surprise you today. Also, don't forget to check out Drag Not's channel. Link is going to be in the description. Oh, hold on. Let me fire up the other computer, so just in case. I like to have redundancies just in case things fall off the rails here with this computer. Give me 1 second. Oops. I am pulled out the thing and everything. So, I'm. It's funny because since you didn't see anything yesterday, I'm excited because you get to see all this stuff fresh. Like you haven't been spoiled by any of the stuff that already happened. So you're getting this like live and in color.
Oh yeah, that's what I like.
I want the chat. For those of you who were here yesterday who saw the madness, please tell this brother how bad it was. It was, oh my God, it was bad. It was pretty bad. Let me get this. All right, so let me get two things. I'm putting your link in the chat. I'm watching Viva and everyone else. This is like a monster day. So what should we watch? Should we watch? I'm thinking we're gonna watch. What should we watch the trial? I like E, but it's so. Do you know any place that has it a little louder?
No. I've not watched it on E, but there was I think it was something TJT or something that I was watching on, and they were low as well. So if anybody in the chat has a suggestion as to somebody who knows how to increase volume, please let us know because that's always been a struggle for me. So at one point, I had it turned on in the lab and just had and closed all the doors just so I could boost the volume and close off the
Mhm.
ambient noise just to hear it more.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, but it's so I don't know, it's so low. Let me try. Let's try the independent today.
Yeah, somebody said Long Crime Network, Court TV. See some different answers.
See,
Sky.
the only problem with Court TV is they have is that they have that strange little coverage. Uh-oh, my camera's acting up again. But don't worry, I got the camera fixed. I'm just putting on I'm put on the trial right now. Here we go. Let's get this trial up. Boom. Here we go. Trial is up and ready, so we're good.
Everybody's saying Sky News.
All right, that's what I was using before, Sky News. So let me add this to stream. Here we go, people. Now, a couple of people asked me yesterday, am I streaming the whole trial? No, I had a sponsorship deal for a couple of days, and I am just going to live stream the cross examination, and after that, that's done. I'm going back to the other channels. So Dragnot is thankfully joining me today, which is amazing. I really appreciate you joining me, bro.
Hey, it's not a problem, man. Not a problem.
Here we go. All right, so now I'm just adding your stuff to this side chat. What happened to my? All right, I gotta fix my camera too. I pulled the cord and it just messed up. People are looking for me. Here we go. Come back on. All right, I think we should be good now. Boop. Yep. I'm going to switch us and rolls. All right. Low, low, low. Yes, it's going to be low because we are just starting this out. I'm going here. So everyone understands what happened yesterday. Camille Vasquez, which is the name of the person doing the cross examination, opened up with just exposing all the lies. I mean, every single lie was just going time and time again. So we're about to do some more of that today. Let me go to this and add your. It's not letting me add you. That's wild. No, I'm
As the
trying to add you
manager?
to the. No, I was trying to add your channel name, but it's. I don't know. I might have to just refresh my stuff.
Cash App works, man. That'll work too.
Good. I will see. Thank you for the great coverage on this, helping me understand the legal ramifications and still keeping it fun. We try. But thanks for the $20, Owens. But we are today. Oh, they've already add suitability. Already add suitability. They demonetize the stream immediately. Well, we gonna tell people how we feel. So understand YouTube. Hello, Nate in chat. What's going on, people? All right, so Drag, I think you should be in there now. Let's try to make this one more time.
Okay, I'll check it later. It's not important, honestly.
No, it's there. It's there. I got it. Who is this? This is my editor. Amir, what's up, brother? What's going on? Even though we're live, Amir is here. I'll put you in the back, Amir. That's my editor. Actually, that's my manager. That's my manager. So Amir is a great guy. If anybody needs a YouTube manager, Amir is definitely the person you should speak with because he is all the great stuff you see now. Amir is the one who's making it happen. So, thank you so much. So, and I'm saving that. So we're good here. All right. So we're good. You're in this. This is here. Let's do it.
Do we have any preliminary matters before we have the jury? Of course we do. That's fine. Come on.
Of course we do.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
We only get 50 objections this round. Only 50.
Oh, hold on. I gotta take care of Amir in the background.
The judge does not look pleased. It's early in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what their what they're doing.
Wonder if they're discussing some of the evidence that they want to allow in and kind of getting it out of the way ahead of time.
I don't know. Rottenborn's up there too.
Yeah, he doesn't look too pleased. I can't remember the lead attorney for Depp, the older gentleman. I always forget his name.
I forgot his name. Shoot, I forgot his name too. I know you're talking about though. It's funny because I usually remember his name, but now since you said it, I forgot his name.
But yeah, I remember Rottenborn because it's just how Johnny sort of enunciates it.
Yeah,
Just to show
Rottenborn.
Mr. Rottenborn.
All right, I gotta. Ymir, give me 1 second. I gotta add you to StreamYard real quick. Give me a second. Oof, would I want to be a fly on that wall? Now, I'm assuming there's a lot that they want to get into there. His name is Ben Chow. Ben Shu. Ben Shu. That's the name.
Ben
of the lawyer.
Shu. Okay.
Ben Shu. Ben Shu. You guys are definitely right. Thank you. Thank you for the correction on Ben Shu. Vasquez! I wait for Vasquez. Vasquez was killing it, baby.
Let's pull out her objection sniper rifle. Just knock
No.
it.
It's not an objection. Her question. She's the one who's doing at making the question. The
Wait,
questions. I wouldn't tell you.
She's doing the cross?
Yes, she's been.
Whoa,
Yes.
come on.
Watch the Slayer. I'm calling her the Slayer.
That's-
She's gonna be slaying it. Come on, 1 second.
All right. This is gonna be exciting.
You know what? The other day though, there were so many lies, right? So many lies she told, and it's crazy because that's the great thing about cross-examination, is because I can confront you with your lies.
Oh,
that's the great thing about cross-examination.
Did they get to one of the contradictions that we had discussed yesterday?
They got to many of them. Many of them. That's what I'm saying. You missed a lot. They were confronting her with all that stuff. Yeah, Ymir, check your email for a pending, because I've had to make Drag an ad, so I had to take him out and put you back in. So check your email.
So did we find out whether the turd on the bed was a prank or whether the dog has bowel problems? Or did we get to that?
No. We got a lot to get to.
Because I'm confused. At first, we don't know, it may be a turd. It could be, a joke. And I would never joke like that. And who would, none of my friends joke like that. Then, hey, the dog has a known bowel problem, and Mr. Sterling just decided to randomly text, Mr. Depp about it, even though everyone knows about it.
Hold on. Hey, Ymir, can you or do you have admin controls?
Yes, I have.
All right, cool. All right, good. Thanks. Let's just get ready for the madness. This is going to be great. You saw it yesterday, right?
Yeah, yes.
What you think about the lies of Amber Heard?
I mean, it's been crazy.
It's been insane. It's been insane. But
yes,
it's funny because when I hear the Young Turks, who are the leftists, say believe all women, but we don't believe Amber Heard, she's got a problem.
She's an opportunist, right? That's what it is. She's an opportunist.
Oh, hell yeah! Come on, we want the show to start. Tatted says, I object. Drag hurts my feelings. He's a bully, shirtless coward. Was he really a combat medic? Yes, he was.
The world may never know. That's what I heard lots of people feel.
Hey, I'm putting you in the back. Thanks again for everything you do, bro.
you're welcome, Nate.
Here we go. All right, so we're hooked up back here. Drag, you gonna be off cam today?
What's up, man?
No, I said you're being shot today. You're off cam. I see you off cam today.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. So what I was doing earlier was making a virtual camera using Streamlabs OBS, but now I'm using it to stream to my own channel. So I just
so that's what's killing you.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see it because they got everybody up there. You got Ben Shu, Camille. They really up there arguing.
The female lead attorney for Ms. Heard is engaging the judge quite vigorously. So she doesn't seem very
She's like,
pleased about what's happening.
objection! You just destroyed my case. She's like, we can't let this woman ask any more questions. She's gonna put her in jail.
Yeah, that she did not like what was going on yesterday, so she's trying to go ahead and act, I guess, as a buffer of some sort. Because I mean, you think about it, Nate. How could you defend Amber Heard, right? Look, think about the position these folks are in.
Haven says for $10, let's go, Brandon. How would I defend Amber Heard? Number one, I would have went. All right, so just so you guys, since you asked me, because the first thing I would have done is go and say we can't make up crazy stories. The way we win this is you were abusive, he was abusive, and it's so muddy that nobody really knows anything, right? So if you gotta, but what that means is that you gotta take these stupid lies and we gotta scale them back, right? He didn't pummel you, hit you 40 times in the face, and then you went on a late night show the next day. Nobody's gonna believe that, right? I think her attorneys need to say nobody's gonna believe you were beat to death the night before with a guy who has all rings and he's pummeling you. And then you go out to do a talk show the next day, right? And we take pictures and you got no bruises. Nobody's going to believe that. Nobody's going to believe you gave $7 million to charity when you didn't give the $7 million to charity. So we need to accept things that people will not believe and move forward with things that they will believe. They will believe you hit Johnny and he hit you. That's believable. They will not believe Johnny hit you and you were some angel. That's not believable. But her attorneys went out there and tried to sell that as believable. You understand what I mean? That's just not believable. I'm sorry, Amber.
We touched on that yesterday, Nate, where she wanted people to believe that in the sleeper car on the train, that incident where he had supposedly, he was choking her, with both hands, and then at some point tore off her shirt or her blouse and then used it as a garrote to choke her. And then he clearly has a bruise on his eye in the subsequent photo, and we see that she has no injuries at all. And if someone's choking you to death, you will instinctively fight to save your life. And it would make sense that, yes, if this man is choking you literally to death, you are going to swing and possibly hit him in the eye. Nobody would think that she is a terrible person for defending her life. But her version of that story is incredibly unbelievable, and it insults people's intelligence. And so I think because she's trying to make herself appear to be the perfect victim, that she's losing people with the exaggerations and just the outright lies of such a scenario.
Yeah, the problem is that she is such a liar, right? She is such a liar that things that are miracles, right? I got to believe in miracles to believe Amber Heard's story. Like, I got to believe in praise be to, if you're a Christian, praise be to God. If you're a Muslim, praise be to Allah. But I got to believe God has come down, and after she's beat, dragged on glass, stomped to death, punched in the head multiple times with ring finger, with full blast by her husband, she's touched, healed in an hour, and goes on TV shows. That's what I got to believe Amber Heard's story. It's just unbelievable. Maverick says Amber's attorney's only hope now is the liar defense. Your Honor, I object. Why? Because it's devastating to my case. Funny. Here she goes, back on the stand. But I want to see after yesterday's disaster. I want to see how it goes on today. Let's do it. Come on, Amber. You know what's up. Come on, Wolverine.
I like this suit better than the Dr. Evil outfit she had on yesterday.
Yeah, why would you? It's like, don't people just ask her, why are you going up there dressed as a goddamn Bond villain? Why are you going up there dressed like a Bond villain, right? You're playing into the stupid narrative. You're playing into the wrong narrative.
Be seated.
No more cocaine flavored bananas.
Here we go. That's them on their side. Here we go.
Miss Vasquez up. Where is she at?
She's up there. Yeah. When you look up psychopath in the dictionary, her picture is next to it.
Good morning, Ms. Heard.
Here we go.
Good morning. Your relationship with Mr. Depp began in October of 2011, right?
That's correct.
And you previously testified multiple times under oath that the first year of your relationship with Mr. Depp was the best of times, right, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
You testified that as far as you could tell, Mr. Depp was sober that first year,
That is correct. That's what I used to believe.
and that the first year was, quote, magic.
Yes, I always estimated it was about a year.
The eye contact with the jury.
But now you've told this jury
Yeah,
that
she's trying to
Mr.
get
Depp was being violent with you throughout 2012, haven't you, Ms. Heard?
No, he took a break in the middle of 2012 when he was sober.
You told them that he was hitting you in 2012, though. Is that right?
He was hitting me in 2012. He just took a break in the middle.
An abuse break.
He was smashing things around you, right?
He did.
And you told them that Mr. Depp was in and out of sobriety in 2012.
That is correct.
You told this jury that, quote, in 2012, I was in the beginning stages of this, just learning these patterns. I was learning that drinking kind of correlated with the violence, end quote. Is that right?
That is correct.
So it was during these cycles of violence in 2012 that you gave Mr. Depp a knife as a gift.
I gave him a knife, I think for a birthday present early in our relationship. I believe it was around
You give
2012.
somebody who's beating you
But
up a
I'm not
knife as a
certain.
gift.
Here's a katana. Please
We've
don't
seen a
use
picture of that knife, but I think we should bring out the real thing.
Camille starting
Master
hot.
Deputy Halusa, Master Deputy Sheriff Halusa, may I please have you?
You could tell
That's
where
so
she's
the
going
knife.
with this. Come
Yes,
on.
you know what? Fuck the picture. Bring out the knife.
Here it is. Ooh.
Here it is.
Yes, that's
Bring her the knife.
That's the knife you gave to the man who was hitting you, right, Miss Heard?
right. He was going to stab me with it when I gave it to him. That's for certain.
But you gave it to him while he was abusing you, allegedly.
I gave it to him that year.
You're a damn
Master
liar.
Deputy Sheriff Halusa, will you please show the knife to the jury?
Show it to him.
Oh boy.
Bring in the
Look at her
knife.
face. Look at her
Bring-
face. Look at her face.
She's not even looking.
Thank
She's
you.
not even looking. She's like, I don't want to see it.
Oh, you know she's fucked.
This
Why
is the
would
knife
you
you
give
gave to
somebody-
the man who would get drunk and violent with you, right?
This is the same knife that I gave him as a present in 2012. Yes.
Now, Ms. Heard, I'm going to need to talk to you about what happened in Australia in March of 2015. You've testified that at some point during the incident you described, you witnessed Mr. Depp bashing a phone against a wall, right?
That is correct.
You testified that the phone was breaking into pieces,
I was watching it disappear.
that Mr. Depp smashed it, I think your word was smithereens.
Yes, that is correct.
And according to your testimony, this was a wall-mounted phone in the bar area.
That is correct.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1820.
Oh,
boy.
Camille, you might have to get ready to clip.
Mate,
That
this is
phone is-
probably what they were
Miss-
arguing about,
believe-
bringing in
Hold
all
on.
the
Has already been admitted into evidence. If we
Oh,
could
yeah,
have it
yeah.
published.
This may be a clippable moment here. If that phone is together, we got problems.
Oh, look at her. She's getting nervous, huh?
Drink some water, baby.
Can I get some more Fiji water, please?
Here we go.
Thank you. You saw this photo during your direct examination, right?
That is correct.
And you testified that the wall-mounted phone that you saw Mr. Depp smash is on the wall on the left.
That's correct. So if you were looking at this picture, the wall-mounted phone would have been behind you on the left-hand side of your shoulder.
Here we
But it's
go.
not depicted in this photo, correct?
Whoever took this photo was standing right in front of where that mounted phone was.
Where we going with this, Camille?
It's convenient. The pieces of the phone Mr.
It's
Depp
convenient.
smashed aren't in this picture either, right?
You don't see it because it's whoever took this photo standing in front of that.
Whoever took this photo, it's Mr. Ben King, correct?
That's what I believe.
Yeah. Mr. King testified under oath in this trial, right?
That is correct.
And he testified that there was no wall-mounted phone smashed to smithereens that he had to replace, correct?
I didn't hear him testify to that, no.
He
Mm.
did. Your
There is
counsel
no
elicited
wall
it.
phone.
I disagree with that representation.
You also saw this picture.
Mm.
Actually, can we please bring out Defendant's Exhibit
Got it.
1821,
I got to put CC up for
which
non-English.
is also
Sorry, guys.
admitted into evidence?
I don't think they have it enabled.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
unavailable. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's unavailable.
You also saw this picture during your direct examination, correct?
That is correct.
And so this is the bar area to the right of the wall-mounted phone you just described.
If you were facing in that direction, if you're
What's
facing
that on
this
the counter?
direction, it would be behind you.
This phone on the counter isn't the phone that got smashed to smithereens, is it?
No, they brought that out during my testimony in the UK as well. And I said this in the UK trial as well, that is not the phone, obviously, because that one's not smashed and it's not wall mounted.
Yeah, so there are two phones in the bar area.
There was a wall mounted phone. I don't know if it was decorative or what, but it was what, like it looked antique, large and antique.
And what the large and antique one that's not depicted in any photograph, including ones you took, is the one that Mr. Depp damaged, correct?
That is correct. I only took pictures of the mirrors.
So there's no picture of that damaged phone.
I didn't take a picture of it, no.
Okay. So back to the phone smashing. You watched Mr. Depp smash the phone, right?
That's correct. I watched it.
And you testified that you were, quote, watching the phone every single time he pulled his hand back, end quote.
That's correct.
And according to you, this is when Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger, right?
It is my best guess. I didn't notice his finger come off, obviously. I was watching him smash the phone and watching the pieces break while he was doing it.
Well, it's not your best
His
guess,
hand?
Ms. Heard.
That is my best guess, yes.
Okay, let's go back to
How do
My
you watch
questions.
someone smash something and
you
not
submitted a
notice?
declaration under the penalty of perjury.
Come off, obviously. I was watching him smash the phone and watching the pieces break while he was doing it.
Well, it's not your best guess, Ms. Heard.
That is my best guess, yes.
Okay, let's go back to my questions. You submitted a declaration under the penalty of perjury in this case. Do you remember that?
That is correct.
Okay, let's look at that declaration.
I got it for you guys. Boom. Closed captions.
Oh, she's getting nervous. She knows.
Oh yeah, she
it.
get nervous. The
That's
phone, the phone was a good little hit too, though. But here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Her own testimonies kill her. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem.
That's a
quick one.
testimony from the UK. Yes. Natalie Lawyer Chick is the one that brought this up before. She was like, her testimony
Direct
is
your
so
attention,
shook.
Ms. Heard, to the
This is going to be
page
good.
14 of the declaration.
14 out of 8,000.
Is that your
Amber
signature?
knows- She knows
Yes,
where this
it
is
is.
going.
And your signature appears right under the statement, quote, I declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the state of Virginia, that the foregoing is true and correct.
That is correct.
And this is
You
dated
said-
April 10th, 2019.
Correct.
Now let's look at paragraph 16, which is on page 5.
Why the F you lying? Under oath is lying.
Specifically line 10.
Here we go. Let's hear.
Quote, you write, testify under oath. While he was smashing the phone, Johnny severely injured his finger, cutting off the top of it, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
So you testified in this courtroom that after Mr. Depp smashed the phone, he held you down on the countertop by the neck. Do you remember
With
that?
no finger.
I'm not
What
quite
else?
sure of the exact sequence of things, but yes, both of
Now
those
she'll
things
know the
happened.
sequence.
We'll get to the sequence. And this is when Mr. Depp supposedly assaulted you with a bottle, right?
With
On
a
the
finger
countertop,
cut
he
off.
said to me.
So Mr. Depp was able to get you on the counter, right?
He held me down by my neck.
And hold you down by your neck.
That is correct.
And he grabbed a bottle, according to you,
Mm-hmm.
while holding you down by the neck, correct?
I'm sorry, can you clarify what you're asking me?
With
While
one hand
Mr.
holding
Depp
you
is
down, with
holding
one
you by
hand
the
grab
neck.
bottle.
Against the countertop, he grabs a bottle. That's your testimony.
No, those two things didn't happen at the exact same time, no.
While he's holding the bottle, is that your testimony?
He
While
was holding
holding
my
you
neck.
down by the neck?
Sorry. What was your question?
Your testimony is, Ms. Heard, that either he has the bottle before or after he's holding you by the neck on the counter. Is that your testimony?
He held me by the neck on the counter.
Where's the bottle that he
At
assaulted
what
with
point?
while holding you down by your neck?
When he was assaulting me with the bottle, it was in his hand.
Was it in his hand before or after he holds you down by your neck?
I was being held down while he assaulted me with the bottle.
All right, so we know.
When he puts
Let's
you on the
go,
counter,
Brandon.
does he have the bottle in his hand? Yes or no?
As I have always said, I don't remember exactly what happened first, or I don't remember the sequence. I just remember being aware that I was being assaulted by a bottle while I was on the countertop.
So he penetrates you with this bottle. But you don't know how he got the bottle, right?
That is correct.
And he did that right after he lost the tip of his right middle finger.
Again, I don't remember the exact sequence of those events.
We'll get to the sequence.
Ah,
And while he was
we're gonna
on
get
8
to
to
it.
10 MDMA pills, right?
Yes.
8 to 10 MDA pills.
Let's talk about the sequence. This is the
Cut
sequence
finger
of events you testified to in this courtroom. That
Come on,
he
Camille.
smashed the phone to smithereens and then assaulted you, lost the tip of his finger, and then assaulted you with a bottle. Yes, that's the sequence of events that you testified to in this courtroom.
To be clear, you're putting it in order when you say words like then.
Yes,
I
that's
have
the
never
Yes.
claimed that I can remember the exact sequence.
You
of these
literally
things.
preface it as
This
a
was
sequence.
a multi-day assault that took place over 3 horrible days.
Ms.
It's the
Heard,
worst thing ever
Ms.
happened
Heard,
to me. I
we're
don't
not
remember
Ms.
the
Heard,
exact
that's not my
sequence.
question.
That's
My
not my
is about
question.
the
Shut up.
3-day assault allegedly that occurred. I'm just talking about the sexual assault that you now allege occurred.
Controller.
Let's
She
talk about
controlling her. Shut up. Let's get back to it. That's not what I'm talking about.
She's trying to move
Multi-day
away from it.
So you
right.
testified.
Obfuscating.
Actually, yeah, I know. I just realized that.
Now she don't even know what the story. I don't know when everything happened. It just happened. I don't know what happened first. Come on, really? Before she remembered every single detail. Now she don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
Yes.
We all know you can't hold somebody down with a severed your finger just been severed to the bone, right? It's like that's pretty that's pretty hard.
16? Yes.
That's like
of
some
court
commandment
deposition.
stuff.
Yes. No,
It'll
of
make
the
you
court
make it hard to
transcript
hold anything.
from this trial.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's look at the transcript. So you
Back to the
testified on page, I'm getting there, 4506.
Is that guy back there asleep?
I think so. Shout out to Ian. I think I see them.
Is that uncle back there? You see him?
Yeah, I think I see him back there. Nah, that's not him.
I think he might be there in the back. They need to pan up a little bit because I think I see him in the back.
Yeah, I think I see Ian. Your channel introduced me to Lord to love what you're doing. Keep it up. Much love from Mobile, Alabama. Hey, I love Mobile.
The reason
Thanks
that we
for
need to
the
go
super
through
chat.
this
Thanks,
is because we understand that these are very serious allegations that you're making, right?
It was horrible. What happened to me? Yes.
Okay, so let's go through them.
Oh,
Page
We're gonna go through 'em.
4506, line 2 through 3. I sit here now. Apologize. You testified on page 4506. This all started when Mr. Depp took 8 or 10 pills of MDMA, right?
That is correct.
Then, directing your attention to page 4518.
We're gonna read back her testimony. So they're reading back her testimony because she's trying to say she didn't say there was it. So they're reading it back. Okay, let's read
Line
back what she
19.
said. This is how you break a witness. You didn't say that shit. We're gonna read it back.
You
to
talk
to
about
make
Mr.
sure.
Depp smashing a wall-mounted phone, correct?
That is correct.
Then on page 4519,
You see, she's walking her through each and
at
every
line
one.
3,
Here's one. Here's two.
you
Here's three.
testified that while Mr. Depp is smashing the phone, he is screaming, quote, "I fucking hate you," end quote, right?
Line of events. Here we
Yes,
go. Number
he
4.
was screaming that among other things.
And further down on page 4519, same
Here we
page,
go.
lines 12 through 19, you talk about how you watched Mr. Depp smash the phone to smithereens, right?
That is correct.
Then,
All right, here we go.
continuing
See?
on same page,
Finger's gone.
4519,
His finger's gone
line
at that
20,
right
you
now.
say
So he's
something
lost
really
his finger.
important. Quote, "At some point, he's on top of me. No phone, but screaming the same thing," end quote, right?
Right.
I just remember the sound. Yes.
But you remember, and you testified to this jury, that he didn't have the phone in his hand anymore.
When he was assaulting me with the bottle,
Right.
he had the bottle in his hand. When he was punching the wall with the phone, he had the phone in his hand. When he was punching the wall next to my head, he had me by the throat. He did a lot of things that night.
So you're acknowledging by this sequence, not my words, your words, Ms. Heard, that you testified to this jury that Mr. Depp smashed the phone to smithereens before he assaulted you. That's the way, that's the sequencing in which you testified, correct?
I just had to kill
I
some
have
bots.
never testified to a sequence.
Who's never testified to a sequence of events?
Talking about that sequence. Then on page
We're
4521,
talking about it.
starting at line 3, you testified to being bent over backwards on the bar, right?
Okay.
Can we approach? Because this is about to go bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we already starting with a whole bunch of misdirection and lies, right? I never took to sequence. I don't know when this shit happened. It just happened to me, and I'm just telling people my story. Does anybody believe this woman? Like yesterday, we had people in here talking about team member. Where are those people at today? Where are those people at today?
Man,
right?
there's a lot of talking heads on the internet, man. A lot of people say a lot of shit, but they can't really back it up. So hey, it happens, right? Everybody needs a team to root for.
This is crazy. This is insane. So how do you think it's going so far?
I think that Amber's team is, you know, they're concerned, right? they understand that their client doesn't really have a track record of honesty and consistency. So to have Johnny's team focus in and specifically hone in on very, very specific moments, I think that that's going to be a killer. And it's going to be hard to defend that because, like I said earlier, the one thing that Amber has going against her is herself. And so Johnny's team knows that. And so they're going to use that.
Yes, let me get this out real quick. Brad for $10 Australian says, thank you, Brad. Should be asleep. Gotta be up at 3 a.m.
Attention, Ms. Heard, to
Can't
page
sleep on this cross. Much love from an Aussie mate. Thank you.
Testified to being bent over backwards on the bar, right?
That is correct.
And then feeling pressure on your pubic bone, like down on page 4521 and onto 4522. You testified that you were concerned Mr. Depp was using a broken bottle on you. Yes?
That was my fear.
Okay.
That's what I remember feeling.
Ms. Heard, I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit 1816.
Ms. Vasquez has come prepared.
Oh yeah.
Just already been
She's
admitted.
been salivating since last night.
You saw this picture during your direct examination, right?
I did.
And you testified that this is a picture of the bottles that were next to Mr. Depp on a desk when you found him drinking in the morning, right?
That's correct.
Maker's Mark? I think that's
Yeah.
Maker's
And this
Mark.
was the morning
Maker's.
after Mr. Depp had allegedly sexually assaulted you.
Man has
right?
good tape.
It was the morning after he did assault me. Yes.
And if I understood your testimony correctly, you testified that this is the Maker's Mark bottle that Mr. Depp sexually assaulted you with.
I was never sure it was, but it was definitely that shape. Felt like that shape.
But you testified in this courtroom that you had not seen this bottle until Ben King provided these photographs, correct?
Not in the course of the trial. I hadn't seen the photograph.
And there would be vaginal fluids on it. You could test it.
Yeah.
You claim you had serious injuries after this alleged incident, right, Ms. Heard?
Depends on what you would call serious. For me, having a sore jaw and some bruises at the time of my relationship wasn't that serious.
I think being
Let's
sexually
testify.
assaulted
Let's
is serious.
focus on the testimony that you gave about the injuries.
Well, let's
Maybe
see.
an RN would
Mr.
know.
Depp, as you
And her
testified
note.
yesterday, wears rings on every finger, right?
Sometimes, I mean, often. And certainly in the later part of our relationship, that was more normal than not. But if he's filming or something like that, of course, he's not going to have his own jewelry on.
Your testimony in this trial was, quote, I don't know if I've ever known Johnny not to wear rings, correct?
You need to put your microphone on, Miss. Thank you.
Objection, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
Improper impeachment. If she's going to ask her question, then she has to show where that was and then.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Thank you.
She's desperate.
Your testimony yesterday was, quote, I don't know if I've ever known Johnny not to wear rings, right, Ms. Heard?
That's what I testified to, yes.
Okay. And he was wearing rings on every finger in Australia, correct?
Not all the time, not literally every single ring, every single day, but he often wears rings.
Not often, Ms. Heard. Your words are, "I've never known Johnny not to wear rings on every finger."
Yeah, we talked
That is
about
what I
this.
testified to.
We talked about
You
this
testified that
yesterday.
you bled as a result of this sexual assault, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And you testified that your forearms were cut
My forearms and my feet.
and your feet were sliced up.
That's correct.
And you testified you had a bruise across your jaw.
That is correct.
And there is not a single medical record reflecting treatment for any of those injuries, is there, Ms.
That
Hurd?
damn RN.
I didn't seek treatment.
And the day after you sustained all these injuries, Dr. David Kipper came to the house in Australia, right?
Well, he came the third day along with security.
The day after you sustained these injuries, Dr. David Kipper came along with nurse Debbie Lloyd, correct?
Well, that fight went into
Yes,
the morning,
they
like
did.
early hour morning. So technically that last day.
Dr. David
you go.
Kipper is Mr. Depp's, or was Mr. Depp's physician, right?
I believe he still is.
But he
Yes.
was at the time.
Yes, that's correct.
And he was also your physician.
He also saw me.
No, not saw you. He was your physician, correct, Ms. Hurd?
Johnny was the client, but he also treated me.
All right, let's please pull up. Do you remember giving testimony in this case in a deposition, Ms. Hurd?
Oh my
To the lie.
God. See, come on, Amber.
You can't even talk
to. She's Ms. Vasquez already knows she's
Hold
gonna
on,
lie about it.
Hold on. Let's hear the impeachment. What did she say? Oh,
At
they pulling it up.
589, lines 6 through 8.
She came prepared. Ms. Vasquez
Yeah.
came prepared. She's not here to play.
No. Oh no. There's no games here. There's no games
Amber,
to be played.
like I don't know. Like she should have known. Like, come on, just go ahead and cop to it. This woman already knows that you're gonna lie.
Yeah.
Come on.
You
she's
didn't
already
say that?
seen
Here it is right here. Read this month.
you. She literally just
Honor,
pulled up the transcript for like
Going
the
to
second
play
time.
Ms. Hurd's
Hold on.
deposition for the jury.
Here we go.
Lines, day 2, page 540, lines 6 through 9. If we have permission to publish it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, day 2, page 589, lines 6 through 8.
All right, could you just give us a minute to get
Of
there?
course.
589.
Because she's already there. She's like, I
Page
expected her to
589,
lie.
6 through 8.
How you get them? That's how you get
I
'em.
knew she was going to tell goddamn
589.
lies.
Lines 6 through 8.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I have no objection here.
Ian says, shh. We're gonna shush. We're gonna shush because we want to hear this.
And he was your doctor at this point, right?
Yes, he was.
Got him.
Debbie Lloyd also came to the house that day.
You are a liar.
Yes, she came with Kipper.
Miss Lloyd is a nurse, correct?
That is correct.
Malcolm Connolly also came to the house that day.
Yes, that's correct.
Mr. Connolly is one of the security guards, correct?
That is correct.
You had known Mr. Connolly for years at that point.
Yes, that's correct.
You flew back to Los Angeles the next day with Ben King. Is that right?
I can't be certain if it was the next day or the day after, but somewhere around there, yes.
And the day you arrived back in Los Angeles, you saw Travis McGivern, correct?
I don't recall seeing Travis, no.
You don't recall Mr. McGivern picking you up from the airport with Ben King?
I don't remember that, no.
And the same day, you also saw your own nurse, Erin Barem Filati, that day, correct? The day you arrived in Los Angeles?
I don't recall if I saw her that day.
You saw Ms. Filati's testimony in this case by video deposition, correct?
That is correct.
And you heard her testify that she saw you the day you arrived back from Australia on March 9th, 2015.
I believe she testified that she came to dinner where I was with friends. Yeah, I believe that.
So she saw you that day.
I believe that evening I saw her at dinner.
And then you saw Erin Barem Filati again the next day for a private meeting, didn't you?
I'm not sure if that's what she testified to. I'd have to just see the records to know.
You heard her testify, according to her notes. She met with you privately on March 10th, 2015.
Same
She met
monitor.
with me at some point upon my arrival, but I don't remember the exact date.
And when you were in Australia, Ms. Hurd, you didn't take any pictures of the injuries you claim to have sustained, right?
I did not take any pictures, no.
But you did take 2 pictures.
Of the mirrors. I took 2 pictures of the bathroom mirrors that was the master bathroom where I was.
Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 374, which is already in evidence.
So you take pictures of mirrors, but you're violently beaten,
And sexually
assaulted.
assaulted.
You took this picture,
And-
right, Ms. Heard?
Nothing.
Yes, that's correct.
And this is a mirror in the bathroom in Australia.
That's correct.
And this black paint on the mirror is from Mr. Depp.
That is correct.
He wrote on the mirror in black paint after his finger was cut off, right?
Yes, I only know that because there was blood as well as paint.
So you took this picture after Mr. Depp had injured his fingers, correct?
This was while I was packing, when I was leaving.
That's
That's
a
when I
yes,
took the
right,
photo.
Ms. Heard?
What's the question? I'm sorry.
You took this picture after Mr. Depp had injured his finger.
That's correct.
And you took this picture after you had allegedly been assaulted by Mr. Depp, yes?
That's correct.
Yeah, you didn't capture yourself in the mirror, did you?
I don't
That's a good
see
point.
myself in the mirror, no.
Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 375.
Remember, she's been violently assaulted. She's all beat up.
You took this picture as well, right, Ms. Heard?
And
That's
she's
correct.
taking these pictures.
And this is from one of the bathroom mirrors in Australia.
That's correct.
This is also a picture taken after Mr. Depp had injured his finger.
That's correct.
And this is also a picture taken after you had allegedly been assaulted by Mr. Depp.
That's correct.
You didn't capture yourself in the mirror in this picture either, did you?
I do not see myself in the mirror in that picture.
Is that because you didn't have any visible injuries on you?
It's because I was
Ooh.
taking a picture of the writing.
He's pretty close to the mirror.
Let's
to
talk
take
about
that
the writing
picture.
on this mirror.
Mhm.
So the writing in black paint is from Mr. Depp, correct?
It's all from Mr. Depp.
And it's your testimony under oath that you did not write the red text that says, quote, "Call Carly Simon, she said it better, babe," end quote.
That's correct.
Because
Looks
if you
like
did
it's
write
different
that, it
handwriting.
means that your husband was walking around the house bleeding from his amputated finger and you're writing snarky messages to him on a mirror, right?
I don't know what your question to me is. I'm sorry.
Let's please take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1830. And I believe this picture is also admitted into evidence.
That's correct.
This is a picture of the same mirror, right?
That's correct.
But you didn't take this picture.
No, I did not.
This is the one that Ben King took.
And I don't see him in the mirror either.
I don't believe he claimed he had injuries though. Is that right?
I did not hear Ben King talk about his injuries, no.
So you would agree, Ms. Heard, that the black text on the mirror says, quote, "She loves naked photos of herself. So modern, so hot."
I had not read that yet. I mean, before, but yeah, that's what it says.
But you were taking pictures of the text, but you had not read that before?
I haven't seen this. It didn't make sense to me at the time when I read it in person.
Again, Mr. Depp wrote that.
I don't know who else would have.
So Ms. Heard, just to be clear, it's your testimony that Mr. Depp also wrote the message in red about Carly Simon saying it better, right?
That's correct.
You know Carly Simon sang the song "You're So Vain," right?
I was told that.
So it's your testimony that Mr. Depp was writing messages to himself in the mirror back and forth.
The best I can describe it is it looked like a crazy conversation. It was on the
Like
walls, it was
With
on
himself.
lampshades, it was on cushions.
It's your testimony the crazy conversation was with himself.
That's what it looked like from the bloody messages I found.
And you would agree with me that in this photograph, the red text has been smudged with black paint, right?
Yes.
Let's
Where's
please
she
pull
going
up,
with this?
if we can, Defendant's Exhibit 375 again.
Where is she going with this? Where are we going here?
Black smudge isn't in this picture that you took, right?
That's correct.
So Mr. Depp must have not liked his own message to himself.
I'm not quite sure what was happening when Ben took his photograph. No.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 343, which is already in evidence, and play a portion from
Hmm?
157:21
writes with his
through
left hand?
158:54. It's a recording, Your Honor.
It's not.
Hold on.
to get you mad, it's just to get out of a bad situation while it's happening before it gets worse. In Australia, when we had the big fight where I lost the tip of my finger, at least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went to
avoid talking to me, to
To
avoid
escape
working it
the-
out. That's
to
the
escape
problem.
the fight.
You don't escape the fight. You escape the solution.
No.
You escape the solution.
No.
You escape figuring it out. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time.
Listen to me. Listen to me. A boxer can't go 12 rounds without a fucking minute break.
I'm not giving you a minute break. You do it at minute 3 at the beginning of an argument.
No. There are rounds, man. And when it gets too fucking hairy, the ref splits them apart or whatever. But all I'm saying is you can't have a solution if the argument just keeps mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting. I fucking go into the bathroom and sit on the floor. Bam, bam, bam. Here you come. I come out. Fight. Crazy. Escalated. I split again. I go to another fucking bathroom or a bedroom or something. Knock. Bang, bang, bang. You kept coming to get me.
This is what really happened in Australia, isn't it, Miss Heard?
I did knock on a bathroom door on the first night.
Not a bathroom door, 5 bathroom doors and 2 bedrooms. Isn't that
Johnny
right?
is not an accurate historian of what happened during
Miss Heard,
that
Miss
period
Heard,
of time. I'll guarantee
Miss
you
Heard, that's not my question. 5 bathroom doors, 2 bedrooms. That's what you knocked on. That's what actually happened in Australia, isn't it, Miss Heard?
I was there.
So that's a
I
no?
remember it. I knocked on 1 bathroom door. I came on the first night after he decided to take the bag of MDMA.
Miss
And I
Heard,
went to check
Miss
on
Heard,
him and see
I'm going
if
to
we
move to
could-
strike everything after I knocked on 1 bathroom
She
door.
can't do that. She's answering the question.
Not quite, so I will sustain the objection. Just answer the question, okay, ma'am?
Why would Johnny complain about nature muted?
Yeah, and then
The
I
recording
like
you
how
just
the
listened
judge
to. That's
answered the
exactly
question.
what happened in Australia. Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger after you threw a bottle at him. Isn't that right?
That is incorrect.
You're the one who assaulted someone with a bottle in Australia. Isn't that right, Miss Heard?
I didn't assault Johnny in Australia. I didn't assault Johnny ever. I couldn't.
And then after he was injured, he had to hide from you, right?
That is
In
incorrect.
5 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms.
That is incorrect.
Why would he
And you would
complain about
pursue
her
him.
constantly approaching him
That is
if it was
incorrect.
just one door?
Because he was avoiding talking to you, right?
It doesn't
He
make
did
sense for
that
him to have
first
that.
night.
Hold on.
And he was
I tried to
avoiding-
talk to him about the drugs.
And he was avoiding working it out.
No, he was avoiding agreeing to not fight about the drugs.
You weren't scared of him at all, were you?
I have a mixed relationship with Johnny, and one in which I'm scared, one in which I love him very much.
I'm not talking about your mixed relationship. That night in Australia, after you cut off his finger with a bottle, you weren't scared of him at all, were you?
This is a man who tried to kill me. Of course, it's scary. He's also my husband.
That's right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 371.
Yeah, but those were those rapid fire questions was a lawyer's trick where you don't care what the answer is. It's the question that you want the jury to hear. That's why I was like, hold on while she's answering these questions, because that's the testimony.
Do
That's
not
why she
believe
that's
these
why
have
she
been
just
admitted
answered them.
into
She didn't care what
evidence.
she said.
No.
He's trying to get her amped up.
Yeah. You don't care what the answer is. Isn't it true you're a
We can
murderer? You don't
scroll
care what the
down,
answer is.
please. No.
Ms. Bretterhoff, if you don't have your microphone on, I cannot hear you. You still don't have it on.
Redacted. Oh. I need to take a look at the unredacted for a minute, Your Honor. Just bear with me.
All right.
I'm not admitting it into evidence yet. I would like to just
Okay.
talk to the
yes,
witness about it
Go
if I
ahead.
could. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Heard, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 371. Do you recognize these text messages between you and Dr. Cowan?
I don't recognize these, no.
Who's Dr. Cowan?
He was my therapist that was recommended to me from Dr. Kipper. He and Dr. Kipper worked together.
The same doctor that didn't see her.
He was your therapist at the time, correct?
That's correct.
And you had been seeing him for almost a year in March of 2015?
My guess would be about 6 months at that point.
She shook up a little bit.
Yeah, she's concerned.
Yeah, she shook. She got it. She got it.
Your text messages are in gray, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going, I'm going to ask that she show her the unredacted so that she can see the text exchange back
All
and
right,
forth
if you
if
can-
she wants to talk
Absolutely.
All
about
right, we'll
moving
pull
in
that up. Sure.
redacted later.
Let's go ahead.
Thank you.
Pull it up.
Notice she's appearing more indignant now.
Yeah. I don't care. Whatever. Yeah.
Making less eye contact with the jury too.
Oh yeah.
Seeing these unredacted messages, does this refresh your recollection that these are indeed communications between you and Dr. Cowan?
Yes, that's correct.
Just imagine she knows what's coming.
Doctor, your text messages are in gray, correct?
She knows what's coming.
Yes, that's correct.
can
And
read
Dr.
them.
Cowan's are in blue?
That is correct.
You see the text message at the bottom of the page from March 8th, 2015 at 8:29 p.m.
Yes, that's correct.
March 8th is the day that you were allegedly sexually assaulted by Mr. Depp in Australia, correct?
That is correct.
So on March 8th, 2015, you were in Australia,
That is correct.
and Mr. Depp's finger had just been cut off, right?
That is correct.
And you write to Dr. Cowan, quote, "I feel so lost. I can't talk. I don't know if I'll ever be able to change," end quote. Did I read that correctly?
That's correct.
You weren't able to change, were you, Ms. Heard?
I very much wanted to leave the relationship I was in, but I didn't have the power. I didn't feel I had the power to leave. I knew I was in a very toxic relationship with Johnny, and I knew I needed to change that. I knew it was, at this point, horrible for me. And I
I'm gonna
talk to
move
my
to
therapist
admit-
often about that.
Defendant's Exhibit 371 as redacted with just Ms. Heard's messages.
All right.
Your Honor, I object because she has left out the next two lines from Ms. Heard that clarify even further, and I also think
Ms.
that Dr.
Bredehoff,
Cowan's.
Could you
Your
show
Honor,
them
may
just-
we
yeah,
please
let's go.
approach? This is
Yeah, that's inappropriate. That she's left off two lines and then count on it. Yeah, you approach. Yeah, she shook up there today.
Yeah.
Cross today. There's a lot to get off on the cross, but I think so. Obviously, if someone's just severed their finger, they can't grab anybody by the throat. Matter of fact, I don't think they're grabbing too much of anything. Right? The pain is unbearable. Am I wrong for believing this, Drag?
No, I mean, they're going to be in a severe amount of pain. You could say, yeah, the MDMA may help numb some of that, but that only has there's a certain time for that effect to occur. But physically, yeah, like you try to grab something, and so let's say you're see the second joint closest to the tip. Try to grab something without using that
tip of your finger?
particular joint, and it's incredibly hard. That's your long, because it was his middle finger, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a middle finger.
So that has the most
Without-
reach.
Okay, the touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if I'm
So
grabbing my
try
phone,
to grab
I'm always
something
using it.
and try to hold a human down, a whole adult down with that. Now you can apply force and hold them down, but to have a grip on them, that's going to be damn near impossible, especially for something like a bottle. So if you want to hold a bottle and
Yeah, it's a
secure it, you're going to
circular.
need that length and that strength of that middle finger. But then again, you have the pain and it's actively bleeding. So now you have a lubricant between you and whatever you're trying to hold. So I'm not sure if I buy the story that he was holding her down while the tip of his finger was severely severed or partially or entirely, whatever.
Yeah. Because I'm even just trying to hold a glass with the tip, and it's you can hold it, but it's very uncomfortable. Like
You
I
can't
like,
secure it.
yeah, exactly.
So, Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit Defendant's Exhibit 371 as redacted.
All right, 371 in evidence as.
In the beginning, to
Redacted
think Amber
or
Heard
rejected.
should be sued for being
ma'am.
foolish. Yes.
You can publish that
Thanks
to
for
the jury. Thank you.
Thanks for the $5, Maverick. Yeah, she should be sued for.
So you write,
extreme
Ms.
stupidity.
Heard, to Dr. Cowan, "I feel so lost. I can't talk. I don't know if I'll ever be able to change." Right?
And I said, I clearly can't figure this out, meaning the relationship.
You didn't say that. You
I
said
did.
not the relationship. Your text messages, "Clearly, I can't figure this out. I feel so lost right now."
What I was saying to him
No,
is
Ms.
clearly I
Heard,
can't
Ms.
figure
Heard,
this
Ms.
out.
Heard,
as in
that's
the
not my question.
relationship.
The text, just the text.
That's exactly what I was saying.
What you texted. Clearly,
It's
I
what you
can't
texted.
figure this out. I feel so lost right now.
That's
That's
what I
right.
was
That's how
saying.
you control.
Okay.
That's how you control the witness. Is this what this says? I don't want to know what you want. What you mean
Ms.
to
Hurd, you
say.
contend.
Your
What
Honor,
does it
just for
actually say?
clarification, so those two next lines did come in.
They are in the redacted
Okay,
copy.
good. All right, thank you.
Ms. Hurd, you contend that there's another incident of abuse in March of 2015 after you and Mr. Depp returned from Australia. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And incident took place on March 23rd, 2015?
That's correct.
And this supposedly occurred in the penthouse at the Eastern Columbia building?
That's correct.
You had found text messages between Mr. Depp and another woman, right?
That is correct.
So you confronted him about cheating on you.
That's correct.
And this was about 2 weeks after you had returned from Australia.
That's correct.
So this is shortly after Mr. Depp supposedly sexually assaulted you with a bottle, right?
It was 2 weeks after he assaulted me, yes.
And you decided to confront him about cheating on you?
I didn't decide to. I wanted to.
That was a
Mr. Depp's
decision.
finger was freshly injured at this point, right?
He had a cast on it.
The top of his right finger had been cut off 2 weeks prior.
That is correct.
And he had a pin in his finger, true?
I don't recall when the pen was placed.
The skin graft?
I'm not quite sure. He had several different procedures and they were kind of spread out over a period of time. So I don't remember what happened and
One of
when
those
exactly.
procedures was to treat the MRSA that got on his finger too, right?
At some point, I knew he had an infection.
And his right hand was in a bandage, right?
It was casted.
So it's your testimony that Mr. Depp was able to attack both you and your sister with his hand in that state, right?
That is correct. He had a hard plaster cast on it.
Debbie Lloyd was present in the penthouses when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
In fact, you claim that Mr. Depp threw a Red Bull can at Miss Lloyd that evening.
Yes, that's correct.
And you put in a sworn statement to that effect in the UK case, right?
That is correct.
She's nervous.
But that's not
So-
true, is it?
That's what happened.
You know what a deposition is, right, Ms. Hurd?
I've
Oh,
had several, yes.
Yeah. So you know what it's when someone provides testimony under oath.
That is correct.
You're aware that Miss Lloyd was deposed in connection with this case, correct?
That's true.
And Miss Lloyd's deposition testimony was played earlier in this trial, right?
I'm going to object, Your Honor, may we approach?
All right.
She knows what's coming. They know what's coming. They know what's coming. No Red Bull. No Red Bull was thrown. Wow.
She's nervous. She's nervous.
Thanks again, Maverick Christian, for the $5 super chat. Let's take down some super chats while we wait. I compete in powerlifting. Oh, well, all right, William. And if the tips of my fingers are cut off or damaged, my grip strength tanks. Wow, you're right. It's I don't think she realizes this, but I think she's been telling so many lies that it just doesn't matter. Like she's just saying it to say it. I don't know what's up with this woman.
She says what she needs to say in
So
the
in a
moment.
deposition, Ms. Hurd,
I got
you know
you,
it's when someone provides
I got
testimony
you,
under
gamer.
oath,
You're
right?
next.
That's correct.
And you're aware that Miss Lloyd was deposed in connection with this case.
That's correct.
And Miss Lloyd's deposition testimony was played earlier in this trial.
Yes.
So you heard Miss Lloyd testify under oath that Mr. Depp never threw a can of Red Bull at her.
I can't remember if she didn't.
That's what she said.
Didn't recall
Look at
that,
the
or if
lawyer.
She said it didn't happen. I don't remember.
Then she couldn't hold
It
it back.
vaguely sense she didn't recall anything.
He's laughing.
So it's your testimony that Miss Lloyd would forget that Mr. Depp, a very famous patient of hers, threw a can of Red Bull that nearly missed her,
think I
according to
remember
your
that.
version of events.
Objection calls for
To
speculation.
be fair, I just don't remember if she said when she
what I
testified that
would've
she
did.
didn't recall that incident or if it didn't happen. I don't remember what she testified to, but I have a vague sense that she didn't recall much at all.
She recalled
If I got a
when she
mercy wound, I
testified
ain't
in
going
this
to shoot at
courtroom
nobody.
that Mr. Depp never threw a can of Red Bull at her. That was her testimony, wasn't it?
I don't recall what her testimony was with regards to that one incident. No.
You actually filed a complaint against Miss Lloyd's nursing license right before she was supposedly deposed in this case, didn't you?
No, I don't believe I did.
Are you aware that someone filed a complaint against Miss Lloyd's nursing license in connection with her care of Mr. Depp for failing to report abuse?
No, I had no idea. You're the first person to let me know about that.
It's your testimony under oath. That wasn't you.
That is my testimony. I didn't even know about that until now.
Travis McGivern was also present when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you, correct?
He walked in at some point.
And you heard his testimony that it was actually you who punched Mr. Depp. Isn't that right?
It's always been my own testimony that I hit Johnny.
And you who was throwing things at Mr. Depp.
I hit him in defense of my sister. I didn't have anything to throw at him. I never threw anything at him. I hit him when he attacked me and my sister, specifically when he moved for her. That's when I hit him.
Says your testimony under oath, you threw nothing at Mr. Depp. Mr. McGivern's lying.
I have thrown
Everybody's
things at
lying.
Johnny,
No,
to be clear, but not that
throwing things.
occasion.
No.
That evening.
Not that occasion. Not on that
lying.
occasion.
Says your testimony, Mr. McGivern imagined that you were throwing things at Mr. Depp from the mezzanine level down towards where Mr. Depp and Mr. McGivern were standing.
Well, he certainly wasn't going to say it about his client.
You see?
Another conspiracy.
No,
Another one.
everybody's lying. Everybody's lying.
Conspiracy against Amber,
Mr.
man. I
You
don't know
and
why.
Mr. Depp kept a journal together, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
You wrote each other messages in that journal, right?
That is true.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 91. I'm only going to be showing you certain portions of this, so if we could please call this Plaintiff's Exhibit 91A. This is the journal that you and Mr. Depp kept with each other in electronic form, correct?
That is correct.
And if we could scroll through, these are all entries that you made in the journal, correct?
Correct. You know it's correct.
Is it done?
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm going to move for the admission of Plaintiff's Exhibit 91A, and I've gone ahead and redacted Mr. Depp's writings as on hearsay grounds.
I'm going to object, Your Honor. May we approach?
Okay.
Now this is an interesting. Now for those hearsay is a little interesting. All right, so this is me doing my lawyer stuff. Hearsay is a little interesting because hearsay is an out of court statement offered the truth of the matter asserted. But on Johnny Depp's side, if Johnny Depp's attorney is questioning a witness, they can't bring in Johnny Depp's testimony because it's hearsay. Johnny Depp's testimony is hearsay. But Amber Heard will be able to bring in Johnny Depp's testimony as a party opponent admission, and the same in reverse. So when Johnny Depp's attorney says, Amber Heard, you said this out of court, that can be brought in because that's an exception to the hearsay rule, but she can't do it for her own client. So in this exchange, she said, Johnny Depp, I'm presenting Amber Heard's text messages, but Johnny Depp's has been redacted because it's hearsay because I'm trying to offer them. It's complicated, but that's essentially what's happening with this. So now I'm assuming Elaine may want some of Johnny Depp's in for context, but she would have to provide that. She would have to bring those in because she wouldn't be able to bring them. She wouldn't be able to. Johnny Depp's. Well, Camille Vasquez couldn't bring him in. It would have to be Elaine on redirect.
Let's start with the first page. It's a picture.
Your Honor,
It's a picture.
they haven't given me the pages yet.
Writing them down.
Sorry, Judy. Let's write them down first.
This is not going well. She just now I don't believe anything this woman's saying. I don't believe in anything.
If we could please publish this to the jury.
Here we go.
91A
Let's see this.
Thank you.
Over objection.
This is a picture that's on the inside cover of the Love Notebook, correct?
That's correct.
And this is a picture of you and Mr. Depp.
That's correct.
And you're in Australia in this picture, aren't you?
Yes, but that's much later once we returned.
You can see that
Happy
Mr. Depp's
times.
right hand is bandaged, right?
Yes, that's correct. That was after it had recovered significantly. That's not what it looked like during the incident we were just talking about.
So this is a picture after the events in Australia in March of 2015, correct?
Yeah, yes, that photograph was taken months later.
We have the jury look at that photograph again, please. Let's now turn to page 3.
This is her journal. What did she write?
This is a note you wrote in the journal to Mr. Depp, correct?
That's what it looks like, yes.
This is actually the first note you wrote to him in this journal.
I don't remember what the first note was.
The date on this note is May 22nd, 2015, correct?
That is correct. That was during our honeymoon period.
This is just a little bit over 2 months after the events in Australia in March of 2015, right?
That's correct. We were back in a honeymoon phase. That was the period of sobriety I spoke about yesterday.
When after Mr. Depp had allegedly assaulted you with a bottle, right?
It was after the stairs and it was after the Australia incident, yes. And he got clean and sober and we went back to Australia.
It's also 2 months after you punched Mr. Depp because you allegedly thought he was going to throw your sister down the stairs, right?
I hit him when he swung at my sister. And this is written months later, yes.
You thought he was going to throw your sister down the stairs like he had thrown Kate Moss down the stairs, right?
He swung at Whitney and I had heard a vague rumor about that. And so it's what I thought of.
Rumors.
This first message
rumors.
to Mr. Depp in your journal, you write, quote, "True love isn't about just the madness of passion or instead picking the safety of peace. No, it's about having both, falling madly in love with your friend. That is what has surprised me perhaps the most, that I have seen in you the true bones of friendship and respect. But of course, I still, perhaps more than ever, want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste. Fret not. XX Slim."
Yes, it's a love note.
Woo.
Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
And you're Slim, right?
That's correct.
Ms. Hurd, I'm now going to ask you to take a look at the very last entry you wrote in this journal, which seems to be from April 8th. That would be April 8th, 2016, correct?
I'm not quite sure. I don't see the year written on there and I don't recognize it yet.
It would be a couple weeks. April 8th would be a couple weeks before your birthday, though, right?
That's correct.
Just to confirm, this is a note you wrote to Mr. Depp, right?
That's what it
Laying
looks like,
foundation.
yes.
That's
And on the
she's doing
second
now.
page of this note, you wrote the following. Quote, "I'm sorry I can get crazy. I'm sorry I hurt you. Like you, I can get wicked when I am hurt, when I feel provoked, shattered. And last night I was. I felt abandoned about the Lily Rose thing, felt absolutely bewildered about your not coming home on my last night here, and was heartbroken and angry after many attempts in vain on my part to rectify the situation and make amends on the last night of what was otherwise a gorgeous trip with you. I'm so sorry for my part. None of this is meant to be an excuse for hurting you, because the truth is, nothing is. There's never a reason good enough to hurt you. You are the last thing in the whole world who deserves
Wow.
it. Last person
Oh.
I ever meant to hurt. I love you, Steve. I am forever yours, Slim." Did I read
Wow.
that correctly?
That's correct.
Confession. Pulled out a goddamn confession.
Jesus.
Woo!
Mr. Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 423, which is a
Provide
written
whatever
evidence.
context you want. You ain't getting out of this.
Yeah. Confess.
This is a picture of you with what appears to be straight red marks on your arms, correct?
Those are scars from the broken glass.
And they're straight and red, right?
I disagree with how you characterize that.
They look pretty
but
straight
are
to me.
red, yes.
And they're on your left arm.
Yes, that's correct.
Mr. Do you have a history of cutting yourself, don't you?
I do not.
You cut your arm once as a teenager, isn't that right?
No, I said I wanted to. When I was put on birth control pills when I was a teenager, I felt crazy. And I said I felt suicidal.
Since your testimony under oath that you didn't report to Dr. Hughes, your retained psychologist, that you had cut yourself as a teenager once?
I said I had told my mom that I wanted to when I was a teenager.
Let's get the transcript, huh? Do we got the note?
Ms. Heard, we heard some testimony from you yesterday about a trip you and Mr. Depp took
Must not.
on a train in Southeast Asia. Do you recall that?
Yes, that's correct.
That was when you and Mr. Depp went on your honeymoon trip, correct?
That's correct.
And that was in July of 2015?
Yes, that sounds right.
Let's take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 162, which is already in evidence.
Oh, the photo.
You were here in this courtroom, right, Ms. Heard, when Malcolm Connolly testified to taking this picture?
That's correct.
This is the picture. This picture shows an injury to Mr. Depp's face, doesn't it?
I disagree.
What?
I've seen
This
this
is,
picture.
okay, Ms. Heard,
I've seen
I
this
got the
picture.
answer.
Photoshop your
Sorry,
honor.
I know.
You
He's
disagree?
not injured in it.
He's not injured in this picture.
What?
That's your testimony. Fine.
Clip
This one is Photoshop.
Ms. Heard,
I was joking.
have your answer.
I was joking.
This is the only photograph from your honeymoon that shows someone with an injury, correct?
That's not true.
We haven't seen any photos of injuries to your face from that train trip, have we?
I don't believe my face was injured on that trip.
Let's take a look at Exhibit 91A. Page
Photoshop your honor.
46, going back to the Love Journal. This is a note from you to Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
This is a note you wrote on July 22nd, 2015.
That is correct.
And it starts off with the words, "My husband, happy honeymoon," right?
That's correct.
Ms. Heard, please take now a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 91A at page 67. This is another note from you to Mr. Depp in your journal, right?
That is correct.
And this one is dated August 1st, 2015.
That's correct.
And you write, "That's enough. You've held this book hostage long enough. Although I can't wait to read my note, I also couldn't wait to tell you how much I adore you. What a beautiful, extraordinary, magical, memorable, wonderful, stunning, surprisingly evolving, and impulsive adventure. I couldn't have imagined a more gorgeous honeymoon. I love you more and more every passing day. XX Slim." Did I read that right?
That is correct.
Let's take a look at the journal entry starting on page 68. This is another entry from you writing to Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
And this one's dated August 2nd.
That is correct. Yes.
And this one is a longer one, so let's go to where it ends on page 70 of the journal.
We got some buffering. It's just getting good too. I noticed that she writes in different fonts. It looks oddly similar to some of the.
No,
fonts.
it's still good. We're still good.
Oh, it's on their end.
No,
Might be you, Nate. Man, you know, you on McDonald's Wi-Fi? What's going on?
no. We're all good here. Oh, let me throw up the other stream. I have another stream up, but damn, we were all good. Sorry, guys. What the hell?
I can't. Like, we were joking yesterday, Nate, when I said, you know, she's gonna. Hey, the bruise was Photoshop, right? And like it was a joke. It was a meme. And I can't believe this woman on the stand in front of tens of thousands of people literally said that is Photoshop.
Hold on. I got it. Instagram. That one went down.
Did we ever get a testimony from Mr. Connolly, the one who took the photo?
Yeah. Sorry. Here we go. Boom.
Mr. Connolly can attest to whether or not that photo is Photoshop and whether, you know, or not he witnessed. And the other gentleman there witnessed the event and saw the bruise.
Notes from you to Mr.
Yeah.
Depp?
The book was more of a love notebook.
way- I think that
Obviously,
stream went
since we
down.
fought so much, it was important for me
Oh, we're
to,
back.
try to nurture as much peace.
You can
as
hear
we
it, right? How
possibly
do you
could.
hear it? Do you hear it all
And
right?
When things were
Okay.
good, they were really good.
And it was also an opportunity for you to apologize to Mr. Depp for your behavior, isn't it?
I think it's important in every relationship to apologize when you're trying to move past fights.
Let's look at an entry from August 17, 2015, starting on page 90. Here you write, quote, "I'm sorry I shook the wheels so hard. I'm sorry we've tested the shocks and brakes to this point. God damn, I love you, Johnny. I love you. I am tied to you forever. You know that? So I'm tasked with making this work for that reason and many others, of which there are many. Let me try to fix this. Let me try to patch this. Let me try to make your heart better. You deserve it. Hell, maybe even I do. I need you. We need each other. You're my cornerstone, my heart, my all. You are my life. I hate it when we fight. I hate having you hurt. I hate that you're hurting. I love you more than anything. Let me prove it. I need you. I love you. Slim."
Mm.
Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, another example of me trying to fix it. I was always trying to fix it.
Fix it by apologizing for your bad behavior?
I tried everything. I tried apologizing. I tried reading. I tried therapists. I tried everything to fix
But
it.
yet you couldn't change like you told Dr. Cowan, right?
I couldn't change my relationship.
Let's talk about December 15th, 2015 again.
This is good. Now we get into it.
Erin Filati, your personal nurse, saw you 2 days after the incident on December 15th, 2015.
Lion
Isn't
nurse.
that right?
She did not see me as in a
The nurse
medical
again.
visit. She just dropped off meds in the late at night.
She saw you personally, though,
She
right?
physically saw me, but did
Yeah.
not see me in a medical sense, the way a doctor might see a patient. She did not see me in that way.
She's getting hyper technical.
She was your
being
personal nurse,
hyper-technical.
right?
She was a nurse assigned to me. I didn't hire her. Johnny did.
She was assigned to you. And so when she would see you, it would be physically in person in your home and traveling, correct?
She would sometimes see me as like a medical professional would, and then other times she would just drop off meds and physically see me, like as in with her eyes.
You testified that during the incident on December 15th, 2015, Mr. Depp broke the bed, correct?
That is correct.
And more specifically, you described that he broke the bed frame with his boot while trying to get purchase. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 509, which is already in evidence.
This is the bed? Are we going to be looking at the bed? Lawn lumber?
Yeah, the chips.
If we could please have that published to the jury. Thank you. Ms. Hurd, this is a picture that you indicated depicts the
Lawn
broken bed,
and
right?
lumber!
That's exactly it.
And it's your testimony that Mr. Depp caused this damage to the bed with his boot, right?
He did.
Is that a pocket knife on the bed there?
I cannot tell what's on the bed.
Did you use that to damage the bed?
I did not damage the bed. Johnny's boot did when he was punching me. I could feel him slipping.
Mr. You also testified that there was blood all over the pillows on the bed, correct?
On the pillow top, yes, that's correct.
But you didn't take a picture of that, though, did you?
I did not take a picture of this.
About a week after the December 15th, 2015 incident, you went with Mr. Depp and his children to the island of the Bahamas. Is that correct? To celebrate Christmas?
The incident was on the 15th and we went on the 23rd, I believe.
While you were there, you did a photo shoot with Greg Williams, correct?
A few days later, I think the photo shoot was about 2 weeks after this assault.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 99. This is a photograph of you on Mr. Depp's island shortly after December 15th, 2015,
Johnny
correct?
is not happy.
No, this was taken weeks later.
On the island, on that trip,
It was taken on the island.
on that trip.
Yes,
Weeks later,
weeks later.
December 15th, you traveled to the island December 23rd. That's your
It's my
testimony?
recollection that this picture was taken on New Year's Eve or the first day of the year. I think New Year's Eve.
And this is the photo shoot with Greg Williams, correct?
That is correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No objection?
All right, 99, we can publish.
Okay. So
Can we please have a zoom into Ms. Heard's face?
Oh, she just got
Oh.
assaulted. Yeah. Oh,
She just was assaulted.
maybe she has more futuristic makeup.
Yeah, yeah. Wolverine
Let's please
strikes
pull up
again.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 100.
Wolverine.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No objection.
All right, 100 in evidence. You can
Yeah,
publish.
you taking pictures. You said blood is all over the pillows, but you don't take picture of the blood.
Ms. Heard, this is another picture of you from that photo shoot, correct?
Yes, this is the same photo shoot that you asked me about earlier. And this is several weeks later.
Several weeks later now.
If we could zoom in on Ms. Heard's
Before it was
face.
2 weeks later. Now it's look at him. Look at Ventura. Like several weeks. What the hell are you talking about?
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 101.
You see those high cheekbones, but no inflammation.
And I'm going to move to admit and publish.
Any objection?
Can we just have the foundation first, please?
This is a picture from the photo shoot, Ms. Heard, that was taken on the island.
This is the same photo shoot, yes.
Then no objection, Your Honor.
All right,
There it is.
101 in evidence.
That
you can
was the
publish.
foundation. She's not listening.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, yeah, there's nothing going on there.
Yeah. Wow. This is a woman who's just been viciously, and I mean viciously assaulted. Right?
If we could please zoom in, excuse me, Tom, on Ms. Heard's face. It's your
Nothing.
testimony, Ms. Heard, that you were wearing makeup for this photo shoot?
That is correct. It's a photo shoot.
If we could please pull up Exhibit 102.
Need to compare it against a regular photo from way later when no alleged assault happened.
Ms. Heard, is this another picture from the photo shoot?
I can't exactly tell from the background. It looks like the same thing, but I can't really tell without it being
This is
zoomed
a-
out.
This is a picture of you, though, right?
It is a picture of me, yes.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
All right, any objection?
I'm not going to object because she identified herself. I just, if she could identify when it was taken, that would help. But I'm not going
Is-
to object. I'm not
No,
gonna object.
no objection.
objection.
Okay.
No
there we go.
objection.
102 in evidence. You can publish.
Because she said it's a picture of me, so the foundation. said-
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 103.
03.
This is death by 1,000 cuts, people. Every single one, surgical.
Ms. Heard, this is yet another picture of you from that Greg Williams photo shoot, correct?
That is correct. This is from the same shoot.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No objection.
All right, 103 in evidence. Publish.
And again, if we could
Nothing.
zoom in on Ms. Heard's face.
Yeah.
Yep, just those high cheekbones, no
Yeah, she was-
inflammation.
Skin looks great. Yeah.
And
yeah.
finally, if we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 104.
I'm gonna get to your super chats. Don't worry, we got them all saved
And
up.
Ms. Heard, this is a
wait for a
picture
nice
of you
break
from
to
that
read them
photo
out.
shoot, correct?
Again, this is the same photo shoot weeks later.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No
Remember,
objection, Your
a
Honor.
couple
All
of
right,
weeks later,
104 in
several
evidence.
weeks later, she may say this is the future.
Again, if we could zoom in on Ms. Heard's face.
Ah,
Thank you, Tom.
Amber Heard is a
You
liar.
testified that you and Mr. Depp got into a fight while on the island December of 2015, correct?
That's correct.
And this all started because you perceived Mr. Depp as nodding off during the trip, right?
I thought he was passing out again in a similar fashion to what he had done the previous year.
And when he nodded off, he spilled wine on you, correct?
Yeah, 2-3 times in a row.
You testified that Mr. Depp's son, Jack, was there when this happened, right?
At the beginning, he was there.
Mm.
He was there when Mr. Depp allegedly spilled wine on you 2 or 3 times, right?
He was there for that because he offered me help.
You also testified that Mr. Depp then sexually assaulted you in the bathroom, correct?
That's correct.
And you testified that after this, you needed to get away from him, right?
That is correct.
So you ran out of the house.
That's correct.
And you admit you threw something at him, right?
I did throw something in at him to get away.
You sat in this courtroom when Tara Roberts testified, right, Ms. Heard?
I did.
She's Mr. Depp's manager on the island.
Yes, that's correct.
You heard her testify that she witnessed an argument between you and Mr. Depp on the island in December of 2015, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And you heard her testify that Mr. Depp was trying to escape you, right?
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know if she characterized it like that, but that was the gist of it. She kind of misrepresented it to seem like that. Yes.
She misrepresented it.
Another
How could
conspiracy.
you-
That's correct.
Okay, and then you kept apologizing to Mr. Depp, right? That's what
No, that's
Ms.
not
Roberts
correct.
said? Begging him to come back to the house with you.
That's not correct.
Clawing at him. She used those words.
That's not correct. When she interrupted us, Johnny had me by the hair.
Yelling at him.
We were screaming, both of us, but I don't know what she would have heard.
And that she observed an injury on Mr. Depp's nose from something that you threw at him, right?
I don't know what she observed.
You also heard Ms. Roberts testify that she included all this information in a sworn statement in the UK in May of 2020. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
You put in a witness statement in response to Ms. Roberts' statement in June of 2020. Isn't that correct? In the UK?
I did several, I think 7 witness statements, and each one contained different information as per recent filings. That's what counsel has you do in that.
And in response to
case.
previous filings, correct? Including testimony from people that contradict your story?
Sort of. So what you have to do is your counsel asks you to respond to things and you put it in a declaration of sorts. And that happens back and forth over the course of preparing to go to trial in that country. And that's what I
Addressing
did.
the jury.
So
Yeah.
that was your 5th witness statement submitted in the UK.
I don't recall which one I was asked to comment on Tara
Let-
Roberts' testimony.
I'll remind you.
I'll remind you.
Ms. 5th witness statement from the UK.
Here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. I got you, boo. I got you.
Thank you.
Let's remember what you said. Let's remember the lies you're telling.
Directing your attention, Ms. Heard, to page 6 of your 5th witness statement. It's here that you describe the December 2015 incident, correct, on the island?
I haven't read through the statement. I just don't know if I had commented on it before. In a previous witness statement, as I said, there were several.
But starting on page 6, Ms. Heard, you describe the incident that took place on the island, correct?
That's correct, but what I'm trying to say is
I
I'm not sure if
understand.
I describe it in
No,
full
that's it.
in this statement.
I'm going to show you your confidential schedule to the 5th witness statement that accompanied the 5th witness statement in the UK.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
She's going somewhere with this.
Yeah, she's going somewhere. Yeah, she's got something.
Look at her face.
Yeah, something's about to blow up.
She's plotting.
In the confidential schedule to your 5th witness statement, paragraph 1 on page 21. You describe Mr. Depp sexually assaulting you in the Bahamas of December 2015, right?
That is correct.
And that's the first time you ever claimed that Mr. Depp had sexually assaulted you in the Bahamas.
That is incorrect.
You only submitted the confidential schedule in the UK, claiming Mr. Depp had sexually assaulted you after Miss Roberts had said that she saw you on the island clawing at Mr. Depp. Isn't that correct?
That is incorrect.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 394. So, Your Honor, this is another recording I can represent to the court. This only contains Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard's voices. I'm going to move to admit the entire recording. I'm only going to play from 1:17:44 through 1:20:02.
All right, any objection?
Which plaintiff exhibit you're on? I'm sorry.
394.
394.
She is not paying
I
attention.
think I have no objection. to
All
that one,
right,
Your Honor.
I'll go with that. All right, 394 in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I think Elaine is checked out.
Yeah.
I say when I say I'm going to try and change this Y and Z thing or work on blah, 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 I can only do those things.
Got to turn it up. They
Since
don't.
I've been doing this thing,
They did this before.
What things have you been doing?
working on this thing, not doing this great thing, trying to change. It's last several times, especially.
Hence, screaming when I spilt wine accidentally on you for falling asleep, and screaming in front of my kids and freaking Jack out. And that's trying.
I would appreciate. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Johnny.
That fucked him up, you know.
I'm sorry I fucked your son up.
No, it weirded him out. It never.
I'm so sorry I fucked your kids up.
You didn't fuck my kids up, but
I'm
it
so
was pretty
sorry.
fucking weird for him, you know.
Because I jumped up and screamed and I wanted no, that's
Damn, she was even screaming in front of his
I'm not
kids.
surprised he's
She's a monster.
saving it for the countdown. I'm sure that's terrible.
Look at Johnny's face.
I don't need your
No, poor kid.
your clever
Use them against me again.
comebacks.
That's so-
No,
Your-
you think
your
you're
weak
controlling
character-
yourself.
Your character
You
is-
think you're controlling
your
yourself.
character has become so clear, especially when you use them. It's
There's
embarrassing. I'm
manipulation.
gonna walk away now because you're actually making me see even worse. And believing me, I'm not gonna be calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning after having an Ambien and think, oh, I'm gonna just fucking forgive and move on. Trust me, it is gross how you're using the kids. I've done nothing but be there for them in a good way. And if you take that for granted, fine. You're right. Meet a woman who would not jump up and scream if she'd been spilled on 3 times in a row. And I hope you're happy with whoever that is, because that would be a special kind of fucking person, no doubt.
It's you and Mr. Depp in that recording, right?
That's correct.
And you're discussing what happened in the Bahamas in December of 2015, right?
No, that's not correct. We were discussing a part of it.
You're discussing when you screamed at Mr. Depp in front
No,
of
we were
his
just
children.
discussing a
correct?
part of it.
No, we were talking about a part of that argument.
Including when you screamed at Mr. Depp in front of his children.
That's not a fair characterization of what happened.
Mr. Depp says you screamed at him when he accidentally spilled wine on you, correct?
I realize that's what Johnny said.
Yeah. And Mr. Depp tells you that this freaked out his son, Jack.
Johnny often used other people to back him up in our arguments.
You don't seem too concerned about that, do you?
I had a lot of concerns.
You don't mention Mr. Depp sexually assaulting you in this recording, do you?
That was not the point of that conversation. If I had gotten into the details of what happened to me with him, it would have been another fight.
You just accused Mr. Depp of, quote, using his kids, right? In that
He
recording.
would often
misheard.
use other people, yes.
Wow.
And you challenge him to find a woman who will not, quote, jump up and scream if she has been spilled on 3 times in a row.
That is correct.
Not a woman who would put up with sexual abuse, right?
I was pointing out the ridiculous nature of him expecting me not to react to something that basic.
sexual assault versus wine being spilled,
Your Honor,
tomato,
would
tomato.
this be a good time for a break?
All right, we can do that. That's
Thank
fine.
you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our morning recess for 15
But was that
minutes to not discuss
strategic?
the case
Did
with
you want to
anybody
just
from the
leave
outside
the jury
resources.
with that thought?
I don't know. I think it's just the line of questioning. So I don't know. So you're seeing it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing it's
yeah.
fresh and brand new. What did you think?
Oh, I need to go back and see what happened yesterday, because I think she bit the tail of the dragon, and now she's twice shy. Because man,
10:47 then? All right, 10:47.
so it is. Amber knows that anytime that they bring up a recording or even reference something she said in the past, she has to somehow navigate that and not lie. And for me, it appears as though she's trying her best to acknowledge what was said previously and not directly contradict it as she did previously during the direct, because we saw a lot of that inadvertently, right, happen. So now she's definitely more guarded. I know, especially her posture. Like I said earlier, the indignance sort of in her just the chin tilt and sort of the look she's been giving to her counsel, the jury, everyone. She's uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Let me knock down some of these super chats while we are here. Crazy theory: at least 50% of the story she is telling is about abuse. Need to be turned around, and then the stories would make sense. Johnny didn't know how to deal with the abuse. Drugs escape. Yes, I agree, gamer. I don't know. I at this point, though, to be honest with you, I'm just going to say it. I don't believe any of her story. I think she's making up when easy stuff. I went to this event and everything else she says, I just can't believe her. If she says tomorrow is what's tomorrow? Wednesday. If she says tomorrow is Wednesday, I would check that. Like that's where her credibility is with me right now. Thanks for the €5, Sean. Here we go. The imp, 8 to 10 MDA pills would have most likely caused an overdose. I was thinking that too. Wouldn't you die taking 8 pills of MDMA?
I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine you'd be at least unconscious. But I think she says stuff like that to sort of like overplay Johnny's incredible drug tolerance. He's such a druggie. He can take these enormous amounts of these drugs and just survive and just
But that's what Dr. Curry said. Dr. Curry said her personality disorder is about exaggeration, right? She's taking 8 to 10 pills. Any normal human being would know that would kill that guy. But she says no, he took 8 to 10. Right, so she's exaggerating. So that's part of the diagnosis, and I think that's one thing that Camille is bringing out. She's playing to exactly what Dr. Curry said: ridiculous exaggerations, doing all this craziness. This is what she's doing. So it seems like this is exactly what we expect from Amber: the lies, the exaggeration, to the point where it doesn't make any sense. Kurt says, why didn't JD sue the Washington Post and ACLU for colluding with Amber in an op-ed piece? Well, just so you know, because this is a law channel, so let me hit you with the law. Defamation is something in which, especially against Johnny Depp, is that you have to essentially make something up, right? You had to essentially make something up. And here, the Washington Post and the ACLU didn't make this up. They had what they believed was a credible, I want to be very clear, a credible source, a first-person account, the wife who was beaten by Johnny Depp. Now, you may say, well, she's lying. I'm only believing, you're only looking at her. She provided pictures, right, of said abuse and a restraining order against Johnny Depp. Now, no matter what world you live in, that I think is enough to say I've done due diligence to be able to report on this woman's allegations, even though we all know it's all BS. But the Washington Post can say there was no malice here because we had an actual victim, we had court documents, and we relied on the evidence that she provided us and said that this was what she was alleging. So that's why he would not be able to sue the Washington Post or the ACLU. No lawyer on LawTube is going to say Johnny Depp has a claim against the Washington Post because of them relying on Amber Heard. Now, it'd be different if we all knew Amber Heard was a pathological liar and they relied on it. Then they got something. But as of the point when they relied on the story, they had no instance of that. They thought she could be telling the truth. Matter of fact, a lot of people thought she was telling the truth. So that would immune them from any defamation suit from Johnny Depp. Good question, though. $2. Is there any way Amber isn't charged with perjury? Yes, perjury is generally not charged it's you lose your case, but then it's very hard to get a perjury. This is Herd Country. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I'm glad I'm able to get through these super chats. But yeah, at this point in the testimony and in the trial, I'm going to say, is there anything you believe for this woman? Is there anything you believe? Drag.
Sorry, I was muted. Hey, yeah, what's up?
I thought I froze up. So is there anything you believe of this woman? Is there anything you believe?
If she claimed that she was married to Johnny Depp, I believe that. I believe that they were in the Bahamas. I believe that they went to Australia. Yeah, I believe that they had a party. I believe they got into fights. I believe that Johnny was violent. I believe that she was violent. I believe that they're both human. I think we can agree to those. Outside of that, that much.
All right. Now this is good because you are a layman. So so the first question, right? I'm gonna ask you. Let's look at her three statements, and I'm gonna ask you each statement. Do you believe the statement is true or false? Or in other words, how do you believe that he's proven this statement is true or false? Because that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to prove that these three statements are false to win. So let me open this up so you can see it. Actually, put this in
All right, here we go.
Oh, we're back? Oh, we said 47. No, we got some time. All right. So these are the statements that I'm going to share. Let me make sure I'm looking at the court. All right. So everybody understands, because we got to bring this back to the law. Right now, just so everybody understands, we're going to look at the actual statements Johnny Depp is trying to prove in his defamation case, because this is a defamation case, people. We have to show that these statements that I'm about to show you are false. So let's look at them. First statement. Let's start with the opinion. Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. This has to change. So this is implying that Johnny Depp committed sexual violence against Amber Heard. Let me share this. Right there in the title. So with this title, do you believe this is true? Or do you believe this is false? That first big headline, opinion.
I don't believe that she, for one thing, was sexually assaulted, and I don't believe that she faced the culture's wrath. The only wrath that she has faced is a backlash after this case had gone underway. Like so I'm not sure what she's even referring to here as culture's wrath, and she has unsubstantiated claims of sexual assault from Johnny Depp. So sorry, I'm gonna have to say that this is bullshit.
I think this is a false statement. I think there's no evidence of sexual assault. Matter of fact, I think there's more evidence that she's beating him up than he's beating her up. So I think this is his best chance of winning. This topped the headline. I think the headline, he wins. This is the next one. Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out.
I've seen zero evidence.
Is she a victim of domestic violence abuse?
That I think actually I am willing to grant that one, even though it's partially substantiated from Johnny's own testimony that there was abuse both ways. The fact that she says that she felt the culture, again, this reference culture's wrath against women who speak out. No, and in fact, the exact opposite happened, where Johnny Depp actually lost roles in endorsements, save for Dior. And had a ton of scrutiny. So I think this is her projecting what she did to Johnny upon herself.
Yes. 110% agree. Here's the last statement. Again, Johnny Depp is trying to prove this statement false. I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. Again, this is applying Johnny Depp abused her. Do you think this statement is false? So these two statements really come together. Do you believe Johnny Depp ever abused, in a domestic violence situation or domestic abuse situation, Amber Heard? Is that false?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going. Sorry, let me rephrase. I think Johnny Depp has at some point abused Amber Heard. I will say that. I will say just.
So that means these two are true. So that means these two are true.
Yeah, I think in that aspect, as far as Johnny's participation in the relationship, at some points were abusive. I do think that. But as far as the other part, no, I don't.
And that's what most people are coming to, that there's probably going to be a split decision, that this top headline is going to be where she gets caught. The other two, now, don't get me wrong, I think they're doing a hell of a job getting to those other two, right? I think they're making a play at these two. I think, based on what we're seeing about him running away, he was the abusive one. I think they're making a play here for these two. But I think right now he for sure wins on the heading of the article. But I think the other two, they still got more work to do.
Yeah,
So,
that's an uphill battle for the other two, because again, Johnny's on testimony. Johnny's being honest, say, look, I've done some fucked up things too. And then obviously all of us as adults understand the basics of how these situations tend to happen from our own experiences or from people that we know, right? So Johnny sort of, offering some concessions there and being honest, unfortunately hurts him. But that top headline, without a doubt, is just a complete fabrication.
yeah, it's a total lie. So that's essentially where we're at right now. Let me go back so we can take care of some of these super chats that came in. This is Cooper M. She's definitely the juicy Smollett. Both are caught and refuse to give up the lie. I actually agree with this. I think this is. Do you think she's almost at Juicy Smollett level here?
I think she's selling it better than Juicy. Honestly, she has. Look, there was one conspiracy with Mr. Smollett. There was one. These guys, they were after him, yada yada. But it was just two. Amber has her personal nurse, the security staff, the doorman. All these other people, the Mr. Connolly, I think actually he's part of the security staff, but there's all these different people that are just out to get her, and she leaves these loose ends with the conspiracies outside of the few obviously people who work directly for Johnny. They have a bias, they have a vested interest or an incentive to lie.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like what does the doorman gain for lying for this? What does he gain out of any of that? Right? Or her person who could, the cops, thank you. There's two separate teams of police officers that did not observe anything that the subsequent photos showed. These guys and then the nurse, I can't remember her name, could lose their license, they could lose their jobs.
Yes.
If they're all colluding for some grand conspiracy against Amber Heard. And there's nothing to show that.
No. Don't forget, this guy's lost his career because, I know this is going to upset people, right? So be prepared to be upset. First, Kevin Wadi, thank you for the $20 super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Again, thanks. That was that was really generous. I really appreciate that. I lost my train of thought. All right. Yes. So one thing, and I know I'm going to upset people. This is really believe all women. Amber Heard, and I want to make it very clear. Amber Heard used the Me Too movement for personal gain, and she played them like fools. When she went, and you heard it from that audio recording, right? I'm a woman. I'm a girl. It's believe all women. They're going to believe me. Johnny, you're a man. Nobody's going to believe I beat you up. You're a man. I'm a woman, right? I'm going to be the face of domestic violence. They're going to believe me, no matter what my story is. So it let her be loose with the lips. It let her be able to say what she wanted, right? Nobody was going through the story, because if you challenge someone's story like this, you become the bad guy, right? If you say, well, your story doesn't make sense, this doesn't add up, you're not believing the victim, you're challenging her. She's been in trauma. Nothing's supposed to make sense, right? Just believe what she says. Don't look at any evidence. And that is the part that got Amber to get that $7 million settlement, to do all this great stuff, but she went too far by publishing that op-ed. And that was the problem, because it was like, well, hold on, you are telling a story, but Johnny has all the evidence. And that's what we at right now. She's still telling her story. She's telling her story to the masses. I'm telling everybody my story, but the facts are not what they seem. She's a liar. And that's what we're seeing right now. The lies being exposed. And unfortunately, I think at one instance, this may hurt other victims of sexual assault and sexual violence, because it's going to make people more skeptical about claims and saying, well, we can't just believe them wholesale like that. We have to, we got to be more careful. I.e. Amber Heard, right? I.e. Amber Heard. She's saying that she went through some vicious, and I mean vicious assaults. We're talking about some old real, just you are beat to death, right? It wasn't like she's being yelled at. She is being pummeled with rings and assaults and
garroted with her
glass
own shirt. Don't forget, that's my favorite one. The how he managed to hold her down, rip off the blouse, and twist it up and form a garrote at the same time while she didn't fight back at this particular occasion. She didn't fight back to give Johnny the shiner in the subsequent photo that she now says is Photoshop. It's too much. It's too much, bro. It's too much.
Yeah. It's photoshopped. It's photoshopped. And again, I think she's still trying to win on that premise. Believe me, I'm a woman. I'm saying this happened to me, right? And that's what she keeps looking to the jury. Yes, that happened. Yes, believe me. Nobody believes you. And at this point, we don't believe you, Amber. We believe evidence. We believe facts and evidence. That's your problem. You don't have the facts and evidence.
Yeah. And that's.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's strange, and I think I said this yesterday. If we're hinging this on the sexual assault, why did none of her friends cooperated? Why didn't she write this in the journal that she had mentioned? Why didn't the nurse have it in her notes? There's nobody that can even somewhat corroborate any of it, and that seems to be like the crux of why she was even writing the article in the first place.
Yeah, she was writing the article because she wanted to promote Aquaman. Let's I think we've all been talking around it, but let's just be clear. She wrote that article in 2018 because she wanted to promote Aquaman and get it big because she had a 3-picture deal, and she knew if Aquaman blew up and she was in it, she would have, it would help her career tremendously. So she threw Johnny under the bus, get those sympathy watches to go watch Iron Man, support this woman who's been sexually assaulted, and it would be a career boost. That is what she was trying to do, and that's why she got caught out there. She should have just let it go. Aquaman was going to be big without that, but she should have let it go, and she didn't. Next super chat. Maverick for $2 says, "Is Amber responsible for the headline?" No. Yes, she republished it, and that was one of the issues. Republication. She republished it. She put a tweet. She tweeted it out. And republication, for those of you who don't know, if I say something defamatory about somebody, and then somebody else repeats it, that's what's called republication. And that person repeats it is just as guilty of defamation as the original person who said it. So yes, she is guilty, even though she didn't write it. She republished it by sending it out to her millions of fans. In the UK, we have a government petition platform. After trial is over, here's to the coming petition to extradite AH for the full perjury jail time. Let's see if you guys can petition her to go to jail in the UK. Kevin says, yesterday, she said, "We didn't want anything and didn't get anything." Camille missed that statement. It was a direct contradiction. I think we're about to get back to court. Let me see. Hold on there. This camera's still here. Let me go to another feed.
Hopefully one with closed captioning.
Yeah, so I'm looking for now. So we're back. Jory's coming back in. There we go.
There we go. Closed captioning.
Yep, I got it. Closed captions.
Hopefully
Camille definitely did miss this, Kevin. She definitely did miss it. Next one. The petition. We got that one?
Yeah.
Here we go. He used the BLM movement for publicity and money. She used the Me Too movement for the same. I'm not sure who you're saying he used, but there's right. People have used the BLM movement for that. They got what they got, the $9 million mansions, which is nice. I am a woman, and Amber does not speak for DV victims. She's after money and clout. Amen to that. We know what's up. She did all this for publicity, and now she's getting it slapped in her face. Here we go.
Ms. Hurd, you've testified repeatedly that you were concerned about Mr. Depp's substance use during your relationship, right?
Yes, that's correct.
But you weren't concerned enough to stop using drugs and alcohol yourself, were you?
I did not use drugs when I was with Johnny, like in his presence, aside from the times I testified about with you.
So you weren't concerned enough to stop using drugs and alcohol the times you testified to in front of the jury, right?
As I testified to earlier, I took drugs in Johnny's presence on those 2 occasions early in our relationship in 2013.
So you never changed your own behavior to support Mr. Depp in his sobriety, did you?
I did a lot of changing to support his sobriety. I tried everything that I could possibly think of.
But you drank wine around Mr. Depp on a regular basis, correct?
I did drink wine.
And you took Mr. Depp to Hicksville to do, quote, laughy drugs like mushrooms, end quote, right?
That's correct.
And you testified that despite what supposedly happened in Hicksville, you decided to take MDMA with Mr. Depp on a plane to Russia in June of 2013, correct?
As I mentioned, those are the two occasions.
You testified that this was the last time you would make that mistake, right?
That is correct.
And when asked if you would ask Mr. Depp
Look at the way she
to
looks
get you
when she answers the question.
MDMA in Australia, you said that was, quote, ridiculous, right?
That is correct.
Because you had learned your lesson the hard way on the plane to Russia.
Russia, yes, that's correct.
Yours and Mr. Depp's wedding in the Bahamas was in February of 2015, right?
That is correct.
So that would have been after the Russia flight.
Yes, when I did, when we had mushrooms on the island for my hen party, my wet bridal party before. We were not with Johnny. I was not with Johnny at the time.
It was your wedding with Mr. Depp on the island, right?
To be clear, we were both on the same island. We just weren't around each other that evening. We had kind of separate parties, a bridal party and a groom's party.
And your wedding was a month before Australia, correct?
That is correct.
And you arranged to have drugs at your wedding, correct?
Like I said, we had mushrooms for my bridal party beforehand.
Mushrooms or drugs?
On the island for your wedding.
Yes,
Before
mushrooms
the
or
wedding.
drugs.
On the island.
On the island, yes.
Can we please pull up plaintiff's exhibit 1262?
Damn, they catch you in every lie. She's just lying all the time. Only 2 times I've used drugs. Oh yeah, and that time too that you're just.
Yeah, other than the other
You
times I
sent
didn't
on
mention.
February 1st, 2015, correct?
That is correct. Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish plaintiff's exhibit 1262.
Any objection? Yeah, sure.
So she literally says, "I've only taken them twice," and then now we just talk about a whole time. The third time where she took drugs and it's pathological almost right now. She's pathological with this.
Hey,
She
whatever
gets-
happens at
it's like
bridal
crazy.
party stays at bridal party, okay?
Except when you're under oath and you're testifying to it under oath, then you know that changes the calculus a little bit, right?
Not for her. Everybody in the crowd laughing.
Yeah, it's just like let me see if I can see Lawn Lumber. Okay, hold on. I think no, that's not them. That's not them. Pan over. They're in suits. That's Johnny's security team. I like how they did do the slow roll of the crowd.
The lady in the pink.
Yeah, she looks upset.
It's like, I hate this woman.
Oh my god. It must be crazy sitting in that courtroom.
I can feel the crazy coming off her.
This is a shanty for Christ, baby.
I know. Yeah, the skinny version.
Now, no, watch this, people. Watch when she answers every question as she tries to look to the jury. It looks so manipulative now because she's like, yes, yes, yes.
Your Honor, if we could please have Ms.
Here
Hurd's
we go.
email published to the jury.
All right, 1262 in evidence.
This is a schedule for your wedding weekend, right, Ms. Hurd?
No, it's not. It's a proposed draft of a schedule. It ended up being quite different.
Do you see where it says 7 p.m. rehearsal dinner?
Yes, I see that.
And the next item on the list
Literally
quote,
says drugs.
after dance party and drugs and music. End quote, right?
That is correct.
Oh, we gotta clip this.
So you
Oh,
plan
this
to
is
have
clip
drugs at your
this.
wedding to someone you characterize as a drug addict?
We gotta
To be
clip this.
fair, we were going to have separate parties, as I mentioned. So a bridal party before this, the schedule ended up changing quite a bit. And this is a draft clearly that was sent before there were a lot of changes made. The bridal
So
party
your original
and the
idea,
groom's
Ms.
party were
Heard,
separate.
Ms. Heard, your original idea was to have a rehearsal dinner with your husband, the drug addict, the monster, and then do drugs with your girlfriends on the island after your rehearsal dinner?
I realize that's what the email suggests, but that wasn't
No,
That's
it's
what it
not what it
says.
suggests, Ms. Heard. It's what you said in
Ah!
that email.
right. But what I'm trying to say is that the schedule ended up changing. We ended up doing the little,
So your
as I
original
called
idea
it,
was
cuddle
to do
puddle
drugs.
before.
Yeah, your original idea was to do drugs on an island after your rehearsal dinner to the drug-fueled monster that you were about to marry, right?
The as the email suggests, there was going to be weed on the island.
Oh.
This does not reference the cuddle puddle that I just referenced to you.
You like to do drugs on special occasions, right, Ms. Heard?
I have before.
And you did drugs again for your 30th birthday, right?
That is correct. That was a huge mistake.
Your 30th birthday dinner was on April 21st, 2016.
Yes, it was the day before my birthday. Correct.
And you testified that Mr. Depp was running late to the celebration, correct?
That is correct.
And you asked Mr. Depp to bring you alcohol when he arrived. Is that right?
So the utility closet where we kept the wine was right by the elevators. And I also told him he could bring in a joint. I wouldn't bite his head off if he did.
So that's a yes.
Drug addict.
That's correct. I
Mhm.
told him I wouldn't be angry.
Let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1263.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask to show, first of all, this one hasn't been produced. This has not, it's a brand new trial exhibit, so I don't have it. I'd like an unredacted copy, and then I'd like an unredacted copy to be shown to the witness.
Sorry, do you have an unredacted copy?
You know
We
what they're
can-
doing
we
this,
can
right?
Make one, Your Honor.
Slow it
Okay.
down. They want to slow them down.
Your Honor, may we approach about
All
this?
right.
So this is a trial tactic, right? Just pray they don't have an underdact. We want an unredacted copy, right? Why do you play this? Why do you do this? It's because you want to slow them down. You want to break the flow, right? She's in a flow. She's in move.
Yeah, so you get a lot of momentum built up
Yeah.
against it because it's like, oh, the drug addict. You're telling him to bring you alcohol and drugs. You're putting drugs on the menu for the drug addict that you're trying to marry now, huh? Okay.
Yeah. That becomes a monster that does all this terrible crap when they're high, and all of a sudden, this monster does all this terrible stuff when they're high, and now it's like, I want to get them drugs. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
It's like she knows she's fucked. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
all
She's
it's written
fucked.
all over her face. She knows she's fucked.
She's looking up there like, my God, she's just praying to get off that witness stand. She's praying, but Camille got her. She got her.
Team Vasquez. Hashtag Team Vasquez. But she's wishing she had some drugs right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was smart though for what's her name, Miss Elaine, that for her to give her client some reprieve because it does not look good.
Yeah, you know what it does? It gives you for the client, it lets you kind of pause a little bit, get your thoughts together. You kind of know where the questions were coming from. Get some, you know what I'm saying? She's Elaine's doing the right thing. Go up there, argue something. Even if you lose, you're just you've broken the flow, and just kind of hit the restart button. It's like a timeout in sports, right? You take a timeout when the other team is on a run because you want to break that flow.
Yeah, let's see if it helps. But it doesn't look like Amber's calming down at all. Like she's trying to compose herself, but she knows she's in trouble.
Yeah, because the problem is that she doesn't want to give up on anything, right? You were an abuser, yet like she's trying to keep this posture of I'm an angel. But I also think she realizes that her life as this star, as this celebrity, is likely over. Really think about that, people. I think people really need to understand that her life is going to be dramatically different after this trial if she loses.
Yeah. Her name is Mud at this point.
Yeah.
And she keeps looking over at the jury.
Yeah, that's what they train you to do. Look at the jury when you're answering the questions. Look toward the jury. Look toward the jury. Look toward the jury. So she's doing the right thing. Don't forget, if you haven't already don't forget to like the video. if you haven't done so already. All right. I think this is literally reverse. Johnny Depp has essentially pulled the reverse card on the Me Too on her Me Tooing him. She's like reverse.
Activate
got
my
her.
trap card.
I'm going to show
Doctor, nurse,
the
security,
unredacted
housekeeper, doorman,
messages
two times
to,
police
counsel
officers,
for
her
Ms. Heard
friends,
on the
his
laptop,
friends,
'cause I
and
don't have
even
a
her
hard
own
copy.
testimony. All lies.
It's conspiracy.
Could we, let's.
See, approach again. Approach again. There it is. Approaching again. See, this is good for her. And because we really want to make it to break. How much more we got. One thing I did really like about what Camille did yesterday is, remember, there was like all this talk. Why isn't Johnny looking at her? Why is he looking down at the table? So I think her opening up with that, Mr. Depp won't look you in the eyes, explains why he's looking down at the table. Explains why he's not looking at her and having these emotions. Like he's trying to just not look at her. So I think that was beautiful because it protects Johnny too. So when people look at him, they know why he's not looking up at her, because he told her, I'm never going to look you in the
Ms.
eyes
Heard, I'm
again.
only going to.
Your Honor, I'm
Ooh,
gonna
smart
ask
move.
some questions while I'm looking at this.
All right, if you could give her a moment, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Do you think the jury will believe she's innocent? No, not absolutely not. I think the jury is going to believe she's a monster, but I think I'm assuming the jury's going. I think Depp is going to win. I think Depp is going to win. I wasn't there earlier when I first saw this case. I thought it was junk. I was like, he's going to defamation, public figure, wife with pictures of abuse. He's done, right? I said this defamation case was a laugher. I ain't laughing no more. I'm not laughing no more. They've proven their case, and this is the difference. These people are lawyers. Well, we're all lawyers in real life. These people are in the case. I'm sitting here watching it. They know what they're doing, and I believe they've done more than I would have been able to do with this case. It's a remarkable thing what they've done. They've taken all of her lies and made them all to display. Even if Johnny Depp loses the trial, he has won this case. That's how I feel about it as we speak right now.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
I love the attempt to try and villainize him for doing drugs, and it's like that just made people like him more. Like we all kind of knew, we kind of figured, but it's like, oh,
1263 as redacted.
No, Your Honor.
All right, 1263 in evidence.
So-
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Heard, directing your attention to the Plaintiff's Exhibit 1263. This is a text message that you sent to Mr. Depp, correct?
That is correct.
And you sent this message to Mr. Depp the day you had your 30th birthday dinner, right?
oh
That
boy,
is correct.
Here we
And
go.
you write, quote, "Hey baby, bring up something to drink and or a joint. I'm in if you are. See you in a minute. Question mark. XX." Did I read that right?
That is correct.
And then the next day you went to Coachella and consumed MDMA and mushrooms, right, Ms. Heard?
I did. Johnny was not there for that.
Let's talk a little bit more about your 30th birthday. You testified about this incident multiple times, haven't you?
That is correct.
But yesterday you told this jury that you were not called upon to provide a detailed accounting of all physical and sexual abuse by Mr. Depp until February 2020. Is that correct?
I testified that I had not been able to do so until February 2020 in outside of the context of a cold deposition.
Actually, I misspoke. February 2022, this year.
Right. Sorry, I did the same thing you did.
And you did that in something called an interrogatory. Is that correct?
The interrogatory response was the first time that I could do that outside of the context of being asked certain questions in a deposition.
And you testified about your 30th birthday in this interrogatory, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Nonetheless, you testified to a new detail about your 30th birthday for the first time in this courtroom, didn't you?
No, that's incorrect.
A sexual assault, no less.
I had just not placed when that happened. I was never sure if that was the same.
Oh yeah. I was talking to
time
my
we did
wife.
that
Thank
on
you
the night
guys.
of my birthday, and I maintained that as well in my deposition.
You told this jury that the evening of your 30th birthday dinner, Mr. Depp, quote, grabbed you by the pubic area, end quote, pushed you down, right?
That is correct.
This detail isn't in your interrogatory response, is it, Ms. Heard?
That detail is in my interrogatory response. Yes.
Let's pull up your interrogatory response.
Boom.
If you could please bring
well,
up-
Let's get ready to clip. This is the clip.
interesting
What did she
detail
say?
to live out, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Yes, I said it. Okay, let's look at it then. Since you want to go down this road, since you don't want to just say you didn't say it, here we go.
If we can go to your interrogatory responses at page 57. These are signed under the penalty of perjury, correct?
That is correct.
And you
Under
testified
oath.
again to this jury that this was the first time you were given an opportunity to write down everything and include all your evidence, right?
That is correct.
So let's go to page 57.
Page 57.
At the top of page 57, Johnny and I were not in a good place. I begged him to make my birthday dinner. Do you see that?
That is correct.
Okay, so starting on page 57, you start describing the birthday dinner, correct?
That is correct.
All right. On page 59 of your interrogatory response, you write, fourth paragraph down. Johnny grabbed me while holding me down, and I remember him asking me if I thought I was so tough. He asked me 3-4 times up close to my face, "You're so tough. Are you such a tough guy, huh? You think you're so tough. What are you going to do now?" I stood up at some point after getting off the ground. Do you see that?
That is correct.
And then you write after, "I remember crying. I remember feeling exhausted and frustrated. And it hit me, meaning the realization of how sad it was that I was going to wake up tomorrow on my birthday without him."
That's correct.
Where in this interrogatory response, Ms. Heard, you describe Mr. Depp, quote, grabbing you by the pubic bone, pubic area, and pushing you down?
On page 64.
She knows what page
Oh.
it is.
Where?
Page 64, 1, 2, 3 paragraphs down. Johnny grabbed me once, did this taunting thing on the side of the bed in penthouse 3. He grabbed my vagina and held me there, asked me if I was so tough.
You're not describing what happened after your 30th birthday?
I am. I just had not prescribed it to that date with the limited evidence I had at the time. Only in the course of
limited
looking at the evidence, preparing for this case, have I put those two pieces together.
What?
But I've always said what happened.
Hold on, I'm not understanding.
That's a strange way that she phrased that. What
So
evidence did she need that she was
You were
missing?
upset that Mr. Depp was late to your 30th birthday, weren't you?
I was.
You knew Mr. Depp had a scheduled business meeting or a money meeting that evening, right?
No, I knew he said he did. I didn't know if he had one. Addicts lie all the time.
So you didn't trust him?
I took it with a big grain of addict salt.
And Mr. Depp texted you that evening to let you know he'd be late, correct?
Yes, he did text me at some point.
It was a big deal to you that Mr. Depp was late to your birthday dinner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did matter to me.
And you were upset he was late.
I was hurt.
And when he finally did arrive, you felt, quote, invisible to him, right?
I did.
The day after your birthday dinner, you and your friends went to Coachella to celebrate your birthday. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You made a video driving to Coachella with your friends, didn't you?
That is correct.
I'd like to pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1264. And for the record, Your Honor, this only has music without any words on it.
And again, it's a new one, so I'd like a copy of it.
It's
Like
going
see
to
it.
be played. There is no sound other than a
May we
song.
approach?
Yes, sure.
Waiting with bated breath. muted, man.
Yeah, it's not looking good for her right now. It's not looking good for her. Trying to see. I think I'm gonna go to another stream while we're waiting here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what she meant, like why she didn't offer it in the first interrogatory report. Said she needed more evidence. I think it was a phrase that she used.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it was phrased. I could see, what she, you don't recall every little detail, but that seems like an important one to kind of leave out, like a very important detail.
Yeah. It's it's a I to me it just seems like she's just straight up lying. I'm just changing stream so we can get better sound.
Yeah, I mean, she knew the page and she knew the paragraph, and so she was ready for that one.
Yeah. Oops, put this on stream. Here we go.
This is a video you made when you drove to Coachella with your friends for your 30th birthday, right?
That's correct. I'm not quite sure which one of us made the video, but that's correct.
You're featured in that video driving,
That's correct.
and it's set to the song Miss You by the Rolling Stones. Is that right?
That's correct.
That was a message for Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
No, that's ridiculous.
You consumed drugs at Coachella, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You took MDMA and mushrooms at the same time,
I did. Yes.
and it made you feel sick, right?
I felt horrible. Yes.
So you left Coachella.
Yes, that's correct.
You testified yesterday that when you left Coachella, you left with, quote, your entire group.
That is correct.
And you were, quote, never alone with Starling, right?
That is correct.
You weren't anywhere near him.
The
Not
best
alone,
it can
no.
get.
You sat here when Starling Jenkins testified that he collected you from Coachella when you were sick, right?
He picked up my entire group.
And Mr. Jenkins testified, quote, I collected her, got her in.
Oh, come on.
That you don't remember correctly because you were sick from taking MDMA and mushrooms at the
No.
same time?
I remember everything about that night.
I'd like to play for you Plaintiff's Exhibit 1229, which is already in evidence at 17.
Sorry, I want to find a better stream, but this was the best and it has the best sound. So it doesn't have closed caption. I'm trying to look for another one, but this is the best we got right now.
Her addict comment's going to come back to bite her.
They're playing something, but it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear. I'm listening to it on another one too. It's hard to hear everywhere.
Nobody's telling me.
No, you told me.
We're on the road.
Yeah, that's why I switched streams. This is the loudest one that you can find.
Stop the process. I don't want to do this. You're not going to do that. Okay, I don't want to divorce.
You don't? Which one? No, I don't. Which one?
I don't want a divorce. I never wanted a fucking divorce. I never wanted a divorce. I didn't want you to fucking go to Coachella without fucking talking to me. Because I left you because you were fucking... You fucking haymakered me, man. You came around the bed and fucking start punching on me. Why? I love you.
That's what really happened the evening of your 30th birthday, isn't it, Miss Heard?
No,
Miss-
that's incorrect.
Mr. Depp was in bed, and then you came around the bed and started punching him.
That's incorrect.
You don't deny that in the recording, do you, Miss Heard?
I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. I'm not denying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not having that conversation with Johnny. I was trying to get out of that hotel room. That was a mediation attempt. That was the recording you just heard. It was us meeting in a hotel.
But you're talking about your 30th birthday.
No, we're not.
You're not talking about going to Coachella and
Johnny's talking about that. I am not arguing with him about any of that.
right. You don't deny anything, do you?
I'm not talking to him about that.
Going to publish exhibit or ask that the witness be shown exhibit 1265.
You're muted, man. Oh. Trying to find another string, folks.
This is you and your friends at Coachella, correct?
That is correct.
A
Gonna move
lot
to
better
admit
sound, right?
Plaintiff's 1265 and publish it.
No objection. All right, 1265 in evidence, can publish it.
Sorry about the wait. Just
There's no
wanna
injuries to
move
you,
another
are there,
screen
Ms.
for the
Heard,
channel.
visible in this picture?
You cannot see any visible injury, no.
Thank you, Tom. Ms. Heard, you remember during Mr. Depp's examination, a number of recordings were played, correct?
That's correct.
And in one of those recordings, you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I hope to God Jack's stepfather teaches him more about being a man than your fucking left nut," end quote. Do you remember that?
I do not remember what exactly I could hear of that recording. I remember I heard myself make a mention of Jack's new stepfather or potential stepfather. I can't recall.
Jack is Mr. Depp's son, right?
That is correct. And I believe I was referencing a marriage that his ex-partner was going to have or getting into, I suppose.
You were referencing that Jack's new stepfather would teach him how to be a man because Mr. Depp couldn't.
I
right?
don't recall exactly what I said, but it was something to that effect.
Let's listen to some of what happened before you said that to Mr. Depp. If we could
Here
please
we
play
go.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 397, which is already in evidence. And for the record, it's at 3504 through 3547. And then the next clip is 3635 through 4308.
Fucking suck your own dick.
Everything's fine until it doesn't go your way. And when it doesn't go your way,
Your own
I'm in trouble. And you know what?
suck.
I don't need you. I don't want your kind of woman. I don't want your kind of woman.
Suck my
I
dick.
don't want your kind of
Suck
woman.
my dick.
I
Say.
might have. So my dick with you.
Big mistake. I wish I had fucking had.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I fucking had. I wish I fucking hadn't bought into any of your fucking lies, your bullshit, your sober fucking presence, your fucking goodness, your sweetness, all the lies. I wish I hadn't bought into the months of you being you. I wish I hadn't bought into the promises. I wish I hadn't fucking thought I could have kids with you. You're fucking kids yourself. I wish I hadn't bought into any of the lies you sold. Talk about fake bill of goods.
Let's
You're
have
the
some
biggest
fat baby motherfucking producer.
You're the
Produce it.
biggest fucking seller of fake fucking bill of goods. Talk about presenting yourself as
I
something
did
you're
myself
not.
as a fake
Suck my
seller
dick.
of goods.
Suck my
I
dick.
fucking you left me nothing and I've left
Suck my
everything. So suck
Suck
your
my
dick,
Go on.
which is probably your next
Suck
move. Is what
Suck
you
it.
fucking move. No, I don't want to suck your dick. I don't want nothing to do with your
Oh,
fucking
because I
midsection.
need something. You want.
Well, go get it, man.
Because I need something. Go
Huh?
on. Fucking fuck yourself.
I
No shit, I can't. Suck your dick.
don't want to.
It's right. It's gonna be the only thing you have.
Well, it's not really true, Amber.
Actually, it kind of is.
It kind of is. What somebody you know some Oh, is it? What is it?
No, I'm sure Rochelle's call her up. I'm sure she's available.
Maybe she is.
I'm sure she is.
We'll see.
I'm sure she is.
I'll let you know.
Oh, I'm sure she is. I'm sure for her yoga blog.
That fake laugh. That fake laugh is too much to take.
No, I'm sure she's.
That fake laugh is so disgusting.
I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's great.
I'm thinking that you can give me some
No.
of the best performances. in the
No,
world.
no, you're right. I don't. It's all about performance.
But how am I? I don't regret. I don't regret.
Oh, what else?
I
What
don't-
else that you do? Oh, come on.
I don't
Be
regret.
good.
I
Come
don't
on.
regret.
Lay it on me. What else? What else other things do you want to add?
Can't talk to
You
you
fucking
sound
life piece of
positive.
shit. What? Oh, no, I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Get out your Ubers
I'm
out.
kind of waiting. You go get it.
Yeah, I'll be in the
Wait, is there no other place for you to run in your 15 other houses to go run? Come on, go be a real married man. Go deal with your shit the way that a man does. Go run to the next house.
We said no.
Every man does.
Yeah.
Go. Run away. I know it's
With
hard to
your
look at yourself.
fucking ridiculous
I know.
plan.
It's
Your
hard.
panic fucking
It's
plan.
hard. It's hard.
Screwing everybody else
Poor
over to
thing.
get
You're
your
right.
fucking.
I tried.
get
That's what I do.
You're the most spoiled fucking brat. And you got everybody out here almost full, but it
You're
don't
right.
last
You're
long.
right.
I've
I'm
been here a
sorry.
lot longer
You're
than
right. You got to
That's-
figure it out.
You don't have figure out what you have to offer as opposed to going out and get your tits out.
You're right. That's
This
what
one
I do.
is insane.
Well,
man.
yeah.
Okay.
Lemonfield is excellent.
You're right. You're right.
Excellent choice.
Back to that. Well, I wonder what we else. I wonder what else we can reach for in the last 60 minutes. Oh no, it was 4 years ago. You're right. I'm sure there's other things you can.
Yeah, that laugh is crazy. It's like I'm
So
looking at the
loud.
Joker
No,
from
I'm
Batman.
not laughing.
Or no, matter of fact,
I'm
I'm
laugh
not
is-
laughing. I'm not. It's
Oh.
serious. I'm sure you can find other things.
I know. And stripping. Well, there's always that. You can
You're
always
right.
go back
You can
to
write
that.
a book.
For
You can
another-
write a
for
book.
another
I know
10
you can
minutes.
write a book. Oh, is this gonna be good for your book? Oh, should I you sign an NDA for your book?
You don't even.
Your book.
No,
Is this
no.
gonna be good for your book?
Won't even
Is
make
this
it.
gonna be good for your book?
I'll write what
Hey.
I want. I'll
I
write
have a
what
good
I want.
idea.
I'll write what
How
I
about you
want.
sell more of your journals? You don't want to sell out or anything. Let's sell you journals. Oh, wait.
Hey.
Hey, you know, no,
Yeah,
you're not
you
what?
wanna sell out.
No, you're not
You
selling
don't want
out.
to sell out
No,
Magic Mike.
no.
You wanna
Yeah,
sell out.
no one does
Oh,
21 Drunk Street when they're in their 20s. No, you're right. That's not selling out. No. When you're in your 20s, you should really know what you want. Like
I don't-
selling your journals.
By the way, if you didn't know who the fuck I
You're
was.
right. Go sell your journals like a real non-seller.
Ah,
5-year-old. Or, sorry, cookie.
6.
251. I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point.
No.
I don't think
It
so.
really doesn't.
I don't really think so. But you're right. I mean, hey, at least I didn't do like a TV show where I was heartbroken in my 20s. God, that would be like embarrassing.
Wow.
If only I was with someone in their 50s that could point that out to me. Imagine mine. You're right. When you play a non-sexualized object. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You're right. You got me. You got
You're
me.
listening to people is an abuse.
You don't even know what movies those
She
songs.
is an abuser.
You haven't even
Listen
taken
to
an
an
interest.
If
abuser.
only I could be
No,
like,
but I had to
if
watch
only
your
I
fucking-
could be like,
I had to watch your fucking direct and you trying to like
you're a joke.
spew out
You're
these
a
fucking
joke.
lines.
You're a joke. You're a joke.
Yeah, I'm the joke in the industry, Amber. I'm the joke. I'm the joke in the
I'm
industry.
sorry, I can't really hear you. I'm sorry. The reruns of all my bullshit are playing too loud for me to hear you. I'm gonna just go and pedal my way back. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Aquaman.
Oh, 21, whatever it was.
I
I
was
don't remember anymore.
I was
No one
20.
cares. You're fucking watching.
Washed up piece of
Oh,
shit.
what? What?
Washed up piece of shit.
I can't hear you. I can't can't hear you.
Your jealousy's so tragic.
I'm sorry.
Your jealousy's so tragic. Fucking like
I can't hear
thinking
you.
that I'm going on the road with a
Turn
band.
on my aid. I can't hear you.
You told Mr. Depp to suck your dick multiple times, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You tell him to go run to his 15 other houses, right?
That's correct.
Because that's what he would do when you behave like this, isn't it?
Eventually, he would go and stay in one of the other houses.
You call him a sellout, don't you?
I was expressing frustration about his criticism of my career and how many problems that caused within the dynamic of our relationship. Yes.
So you call him a sellout and a joke?
I called him horrible, ugly things, as you can hear. And
Sellout.
We spoke to each other in a really horrible way.
Pretty sure we just heard you speak to him in a really horrible way. You called him a sellout,
I just
right, Ms.
disagree.
Heard? You called him a sellout, right, Ms. Heard?
I called him a lot of ugly things.
And a joke.
I called him a lot of ugly things.
You called him a joke on that recording. You called him a washed up piece of shit.
I think we both called each other that on that occasion, yes.
Mr. Depp mentions Aquaman, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me?
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning. That's how
Mr.
that
Depp
works.
says, quote, your jealousy is so tragic.
I heard him say that, yes.
You were the jealous one in this relationship, weren't you, Miss Heard?
I think he was indicating I was jealous of his career.
And now you've twisted it to say it was Mr. Depp that's the jealous one.
Johnny's always been very jealous when I worked, when I did anything, friends. Yes, he's always been very jealous.
Ms. Heard, I'm going to ask you to take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 120E. This is a series of text messages between you and Mr. Depp.
That is correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish these text messages. Mr. Depp's messages have been redacted.
All right, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 120E in evidence, you can publish.
Let's publish these bad boys and see what we got.
Starts with a text message from you to Mr. Depp on September 26, 2015, right?
That is correct.
And you write, monster is back. This is him. Did I read that right?
That is correct.
And then in the next message, you write, quote, ran away, first sign of trouble. This is not the man you promised you would be. Did I read that correctly?
That is correct.
Then in the next one down, you write, promised, swore to me you would be.
That is
Right.
correct. The non-monster.
Ms. Heard, you're talking about Mr. Depp running away from you at the first sign of trouble, aren't you?
No, I'm recognizing the clues at this point when he would run away at the first sign of trouble. Often that was a clue for me to know that he was back using again and that we were about to enter the next phase of the cycle.
And you describe his running away from you as the monster, right?
That wasn't what was a monster. The monster was the man who beat me up. The running away was just attached to that. It was a sign, a signal to me as a
The
clue,
abuser that runs away
as somebody
from
trying to put together clues that we were entering into that phase.
In these messages, Ms. Heard, the
Exactly.
monster isn't Mr. Depp doing drugs, is it?
It was always the man who did drugs and beat me up. Yes, that's always been the monster.
That's not what you're saying in these messages.
That is exactly what I'm saying in the messages.
You don't describe Mr. Depp being violent, do you?
I do not describe that in this text message, no.
So it's a cowardly monster this time.
No.
That's exactly what she's saying.
Yep.
And going
exactly what
down the
she's saying.
page, you write a long series of text messages to Mr. Depp that don't get a response. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You write, come grown, face the shit, and we can do anything. You go on a little later to say, please come home. Let's apologize to each together. And continuing on page 77, you write, not go to bed mad. And then you say, sound okay? Sound like the priority in the long run? Come home. Don't be the monster. Be the man. Please. Please call me. Please. Continuing on page 78. You write, I don't want the monster. I need my man. I need to talk to you. Please, Johnny. Don't force me to be something else to you. This is taking me for granted and I can never stop before this turns into something far darker.
Whoa.
Describing yourself
That's
in that
ominous.
text message, right?
The exact opposite. I'm trying to interrupt him starting a new cycle where he starts using again.
He's not
trying
responding to
desperately
you, Ms. Heard.
He said, "Don't
Yeah,
force
that's why
me."
I'm trying to
Yeah.
desperately stop him.
Please answer the phone, you say. Doesn't this mean anything to you? And it goes on. And I won't read all these messages, but you're saying, please answer over and over again, right?
It was very important to me. I was running out of time and I was trying desperately to stop him.
He wasn't with you, Ms.
Yeah,
Heard.
stop him from
Exactly, which is how I knew it was about to get a lot worse.
What?
He would leave, use, and come back way worse, with way less reality, with more delusions. He'd be more drunk. He'd be
I'm going to
more
move to
under the
strike everything
influence.
after
I was trying to stop
the
that.
answer to her question.
Your Honor, she was responding.
I'll overrule the objection. That's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is a situation where you were trying to get Mr. Depp to pay attention to you. Isn't that right?
No, I was trying to stop him from using.
And because he ran away from you at the first sign of trouble, you call him a monster,
I was
right?
trying to stop him from turning into the monster. The drugs are the key that opened the
Who
door.
was the real monster in this relationship, Ms. Heard?
Lives in Johnny, half of Johnny. It's not all of Johnny. The other half of him is wonderful and beautiful and the man I love.
I'd like you to take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 120F. There's another set of text messages between you and Mr. Depp. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 120F in evidence. You can
More
publish.
text messages. It looks like we're about to see some more stuff
This
here.
is a set of text messages, and it's from October 2015. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
In fact, you sent all these messages
Mhm.
to Mr. Depp on October 22nd, 2015. Isn't that right? And again, I'm not going to read them all, but you start off again by trying to get Mr. Depp's attention, right? You write, please come home.
I was trying to stop another bender.
You write, please come home, right?
That is
Please come
correct.
home.
Please
come
answer.
home. Please
Don't break
answer.
us up.
Don't break us
Please
up.
answer. Please. And continuing on page 97, you write,
Yeah.
give me some piece of your heart. Please, no fight, I promise. Please, no fights. Please, just pick up. Please give me 2 minutes. I'm dying. Please. And continuing on page 98, you write, please come home. Please come home, Baba. I am so sorry.
She's a monster. She's
Actually,
a
you didn't
monster.
say Baba, you said baby. Apologies.
Baba.
And it
Oh,
goes
okay.
on. Did I read those correctly?
That is correct. That was another time I'm trying to stop another twist off.
This is what would happen when Mr. Depp would try to take some space from you, right?
No, this is what would happen when Johnny had moved into the next phase of the cycle, decided to use,
No,
and our
Ms.
lives
Heard.
were getting a lot worse at that
Ms.
point.
Heard, I'm talking about your actions. This is what you would do to Mr. Depp when he would leave you. You would harangue him.
I would
Isn't
try
that
to.
correct? You
I
would
would try-
harangue him.
Your Honor, at least let her answer the question. She interrupted you.
That's fine. Go ahead and answer the question.
I do not think I would characterize my behavior that way. I was trying to stop him from using.
You were texting him incessantly. Isn't that correct, Ms. Heard?
It was imperative for my life.
Ms.
It was
Heard,
very
my
important.
question is
to me.
much more simple. You were texting him incessantly.
I would
Yes
try
or no?
everything to
Ms.
get a hold
Heard?
of him and
So
to
that's a
stop the
yes.
cycle.
That's a yes, right?
I would try everything
See?
to stop the cycle. It was that important.
She's
Doesn't
gonna
want to
answer
say
it.
yes
He's
or
the
no.
monster for not responding to you,
That's not what made him the monster.
for
No.
needing space from you.
The monster was not the guy who needed space. The
Not
monster
for
was
doing
who he
drugs.
was when he came back.
Not for doing drugs, Ms. Heard. Not for being violent. Just for needing space. That's when you called Mr. Depp the monster.
Incorrect.
Let's listen to Defendant's Exhibit 598C, which is already in evidence.
So remember, we're listening for something very specific. is the monster when Johnny leaves,
And let's
or
not
is the
do this
monster
anymore,
when he's
because
drunk?
I'm really getting frustrated. And I'm really, really, really sick of this argument.
Stop, I'm sorry.
Okay? So let me go, and you go, and I'll speak to you in a couple hours. Okay? Okay?
Stop. Okay.
Why are you saying stop?
Because
May
you're being
I
so-
go?
Please, it causes me so much stress when you leave, when you walk away from me with that. It's like you don't understand how much worse you're making this.
I can't believe this.
Please, you're making it worse for me.
Okay, I'm sorry for you.
Please, I'm only trying to
I'm sorry
tell
for you.
so that you know you're causing me immense stress right now when you walk away like that. There's no reason to be mad.
Well, then say goodbye. I haven't walked away. You're not saying goodbye. You won't let me fucking leave. Let me leave.
Stop rushing me! Stop pushing me in the corner and then poking me with a stick and then saying, why are you saying the words you want me to say? Stop poking me! Stop rushing me! Stop throwing me against the wall and going, what? You don't like that wall? You don't like the fucking wall? Stop pushing me!
Remember? I'm not pushing you. I'm rushing you. I said, I need space. I don't want this conversation anymore right now. I need space. And I will take my space. Whether you like it or not, I will take it. And you will take your space. But if you keep halting
I'm not doing anything
this
to you.
and continuing
I'm
with
not
the rhetoric,
continuing it. I'm begging you to stop.
I don't. Okay, stop.
Just
I'm stopped. Stop. Now I have to go. Okay? So we will speak to each other in a couple.
So he's always trying to leave, and she's always trying to. So he's trying to leave to get out of the fight, and she's just there trying to
escalate
to-
it, to further escalate.
We'll just see when I get home. We'll just talk, or we won't talk, or we'll finish this, or we won't finish it. But this is not love. This is not happiness. This is not. This is.
Please stop doing this. Please, you're causing me so much fucking stress. I'm gonna die at this age. I'm gonna fucking die. You're causing me so much stress. Please stop. Please, I feel like I have a heart attacks almost every day. Please stop. Please
what are you
stop
doing? Why-
doing it.
Yeah,
Please
really.
stop. He's so fucking mean.
Why
You're
are
a
you
fucking
with me?
bully. Stop. Please stop. I've been begging you not to fight. I just said, can we please have a normal argument? Just even a normal conversation, fucking normal argument. And for the last hour, I've been begging you to please just leave it at that. Let's just go on with our night. I would have been able to come in with you. We would have been able to let it go in a few minutes. It would have been fine. If we allowed ourselves to have fucking normal arguments.
normal argument.
Please, you're killing me with this. You're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah. Fuck.
Sean, could you, please? I want you to just go. I want you to take your medicine or whatever. I'm sorry that I've upset you.
Yeah,
this much.
Thank you, Sean. I'm ready to go. Thank you so much.
I'm really sorry.
I'm really ready.
How badly can this hurt
You and
her
Mr. Depp
attorney's
in the
careers?
recording, correct, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
You just won't let him go, will you?
That's not true. We were outside of his studio and he wanted to go and use. It was a pretext. The claim that he was upset with me was a pretext so that he would go on a bender. I knew that pattern by the time this recording happened.
Is this your testimony now that you were outside Mr. Depp's studio?
I believe that
And he
that
was going to go
recording was.
use?
Excuse me?
He was going to go use drugs? That's your testimony now?
We were outside his studio, his man cave house, if you will, in the car, I believe, during that recording.
And he was going to go inside and use?
That was the pattern. And as you can hear from my voice, I'm very, very, very scared of entering into the next cycle under what I had been conditioned to understand we were at that point in our relationship.
That's not true, is it, Ms. Heard? Mr. Depp was trying to go inside his house to see his daughter, Lily Rose.
She might have been over that day, but
So
that's not
it's your
what he was
testimony
getting out of
now?
the car to do, and that's not what I was stopping him from doing.
Let's play the beginning part of that recording where Mr. Depp tells you that he wants to go inside to see his daughter.
Wow, she lies about everything.
Whoa, boy, she didn't have to. She really didn't have to at this point. But wow.
And let's not do this anymore because I'm really getting frustrated. And I'm really, really, really sick of this argument.
Stop. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let me go, and you go, and I'll speak to you in a couple hours. Okay?
You can get rid of
Okay.
brain.
Stop. Okay.
Why are you saying stop?
Because
May
you're being
I
so-
go?
Wow. Wow. Let me go see my kid, and she's doing all this. Wow.
We'll circle back to this, but it's your testimony that you were outside Mr. Depp's studio.
We were in the car.
You were in the car outside of Mr. Depp's studio,
That's correct.
and he wasn't telling you, please let me go inside my house to see my daughter. He was indicating to you that he wanted to go inside to do drugs. That's your testimony.
I know my testimony is that I knew what he was going inside to go do. I knew what stage of the cycle we were in. I knew the patterns by then, and I was desperately out of time trying to interrupt that cycle.
Let's go to May of 2016. Yesterday, Ms. Heard, Ms. Bredehoff, your attorney, showed you certain pictures from May 21, 2016. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 710, which has already been admitted into evidence.
Thank you for inviting me, Nate. I will catch y'all another time. All
Ms.
right.
Heard, you testified
All right,
yesterday
all
that
right.
this is a
We'll see you
photograph
next time,
taken
bro.
of you
Later.
on May 21st, 2016. Do you recall?
Yes, that's correct.
And keeping this exhibit up, if we could please do a split screen, Tom, and also pull up Defendant's Exhibit 714, which has already been admitted with redactions. Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday that this is a photograph that was also taken on May 21st, 2016, correct?
Yes, although the one to the right might have been taken the next day. I can't be sure. The reason I say that is because there's light in the background. So it looks like it was taken in the daytime, which means maybe it was the next day.
Didn't you testify that you took different lighting, pictures in different lightings on
That is-
May 21?
That is correct, yes.
And you're wearing two thin necklaces in this picture on the right. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You testified that these pictures were taken the same night.
The one on the right looks like it was taken in the daytime because I can see the daylight behind me.
But you testified that they were taken the same day.
She did testify that.
I don't know if I think I testified that they came from the same incident of the same day, not necessarily taken on the same day.
Okay. Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 712, which has already been admitted. You testified yesterday, this is another photograph of you on the night of May 21.
May
That's correct.
21st, people.
And keeping this exhibit up, can we please do a split screen and also pull up Defendant 713, which has already been admitted?
It's the same picture.
Ms. Heard, you testified yesterday, this is also a photograph of you from the same night, correct?
That is correct.
You testified yesterday that the only difference between these two photographs is that the light was turned on.
That's what it appears to be, yes.
The light is on both of these pictures,
Oh!
though. Isn't that right?
It looks to me like the one on the left has
She
the vanity
fake
light, the makeup
pictures.
lights, you know, the
Busted.
more yellow hued ones that go around the mirror on. And then the one on the right looks like it doesn't have those.
Isn't it true you just edited these photographs?
No,
Yes.
I've never edited a photograph.
Didn't you just enhance
Click
the saturation
this.
for one of these photos to make
Oh
your
my
face
God.
look more red?
No, that's incorrect. I didn't touch it.
They offered them as
You were
two
sitting
separate
here in this
photos.
courtroom
They're
when
the same
Mr. Isaac
photo.
Baruch testified to seeing you the week
Wow.
after May 21, 2016, correct?
I was here.
Mr. Baruch testified that he saw you on May 22nd while you were changing the locks of your penthouse. Do you recall that testimony?
I do. I just don't know if he was right about the date, but I do remember him saying that.
Testified it was his birthday, the day after his birthday.
I believe it was.
Mr. Baruch testified that he saw you repeatedly in the days following also, correct?
That's correct.
Fake
And
photos.
Mr. Baruch testified that he saw no marks or injuries on your face, correct?
That is what he's testified to.
You were also here in this court when Mr. Sean Bett testified to seeing you on the evening of May 21, 2016. Is that right? You were here.
That's correct.
Mr. Bett also testified that he saw no marks or injuries on your face that evening, correct?
I realize that's what he said.
You were sitting here in this courtroom when Officer Melissa Sines testified
Here
by
we go.
deposition about being called
All
to
the
the Eastern
liars,
Columbia
right?
building on May 21st, 2016.
Here come the cops. Here come
Right?
everybody.
I saw her testimony, yes.
Nobody saw
And you
nothing.
heard Officer Sines testify that she did not see any injuries on you that night,
Nope.
correct?
I heard her testify she did not consider this injured.
No.
She said she
Miss
did not.
Officer
yes.
Sines testified that she met with you and she did not see any injuries on your face. Isn't that correct?
She
That's
did
what she
not
said.
consider this injury.
Ms. Heard, my question is a bit more nuanced.
So is my answer. All right.
So she what Camille is doing now is beautiful, right? You said these were pictures of your injuries that night, but let's look at them. You said these were 2 separate pictures. They're the same picture, except one is light and one is dark, right? It's edited. Obviously, we can all see it's edited. Lie number 1. Lie number 2. Let's talk about all the people who saw you that night and saw no injuries, right? The cop, the doorman, the other set of cops. She's rolling her right to all the lies. Going to the super chats. My God, this woman is just lying about everything. How badly can this hurt her attorneys' careers? It's probably not going to hurt their careers. It's helping their pockets because she's paying them $6 million. So, would you defend her for $6 million? So I think the attorneys will be all right. Hey, Nate, I'm a med student about to graduate. Congratulations. The last crackling clip was a clear episode. BPD is named that because it is on the borderline of psychosis and neurosis. She also spits a ton. I didn't notice that. Hanninger says, in that audio clip, you kept pushing me against the wall is all figurative. Correct. That's what I agree. I think it's all figurative. She is using the abuse as a metaphor for how he triggers
they might be
her
confusing the witness.
bipolar disorder. Is that bipolar disorder? Well, BP, I don't know.
My question is more nuanced.
Abandonment issue.
You sat in this courtroom while Officer Sines testified that she saw you the night of May 21, 2016, face to face, and didn't see any injuries on your face. Isn't that correct, Ms. Heard?
I believe she was testifying about these photographs, and she said that I was not injured in them.
Is it your testimony under oath now that Officer Sines testified that she saw injuries on you when she saw you in person on May 21?
Sorry, let me clarify. I was testifying that I know that that's what Officer Sines said, that she didn't consider my red puffy face injured. That's what she said.
The red puffy face, that was your counsel's question, correct?
That was
She
her
said-
testimony in the UK.
That's incorrect, and you know that, Ms. Heard.
I disagree.
It's just inconvenient for you that Officer Sines didn't see injuries on you on May 21, 2016.
It
Isn't
doesn't
that
matter
right?
what's convenient for me.
Right. Officer Tyler Haddon also testified by deposition about being called to the Eastern Columbia building on May 21, 2016. And he also testified no injuries on your face on May 21, 2016. Isn't that correct?
They both said that they did not consider me injured.
They did not see injuries on your face on May 21, 2016. Isn't that what their testimony was?
That is
The
what it was.
testimony was is that they did not consider what my face looked like to be injury. They didn't consider what they walked on in the house damage, but it was.
You were sitting
They're
here
lying.
when Officer William
Cops is
Gatlin
lying.
testified by deposition about being called on May 21 to the Eastern Columbia building, and he also did not observe any injuries on you, did he? And that's what he testified to.
He didn't even know which one I was.
No, I think we all saw on video camera you identify yourself. Isn't that correct?
I had to because of how far away he was. He didn't even know who he was
But
there
after
to
you
see.
identified yourself, he looked at you. Isn't that correct?
From a distance, yes.
And he didn't see any visible injuries either, did he?
I don't know what he saw.
Cops lying now
He
too.
testified that he didn't see any visible injuries, did
I
he?
would believe that he didn't, yes.
You were also in this courtroom when Alejandro Romero, who worked at the front desk at the Eastern Columbia building, testified about seeing you on May 25th, 2016.
Here's it.
Isn't that correct?
This is fact
That is
bombing.
correct. I think he
This is what's
said
called
the
fact
25th.
bombing. You just keep hitting them with
Mr.
the facts.
Romero testified that he didn't see any swelling or
lies.
bruises on your face when you were talking to him at the front desk.
He wouldn't have.
No, he wouldn't have, even though he had a habit, because his parents taught him correctly, to look into someone's eyes when speaking to them. Isn't that correct?
I know that's what he testified to, yes.
You testified yesterday that you sought a temporary restraining order on May 27th, 2016, because you wanted to change your locks. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Those locks were to the penthouses at the Eastern Columbia building. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
But you changed the locks to the penthouses on May 22nd, 2016.
I attempted to.
That's why you felt comfortable having James Franco over the evening of May 22nd, 2016, Ms. Heard?
James
I do not
Franco
know
has made an
when.
appearance.
I do not know when James came over.
Franco.
Let's remind you. Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 304, which is already in evidence, and play from 254 through 439?
James Franco makes an appearance. We got the elevator. We got the elevator. They pulling the elevator. Oh no, I don't know. I didn't know, James Franco. We got you on video, dummy. How stupid is this woman? It's right there. We know she should know they got videotape. They turned this over to them. What's wrong with this idiot? Yes, he came over. He's on fucking video. What's wrong with this good woman? Like, these lies are starting to become unbelievably ridiculous. We better not see James. If we see James Franco on that video, you're toast. Your credibility's shot. We better not be looking at James Franco. We better not look. We better not see. You see James Franco, you in trouble, girl. You better not see James Franco coming. Are we about to see James Franco? There's James Franco. James Franco is in the building. He's in the penthouse. James Franco. Come on. Come on. Come on. James Franco's in the building. She don't know nothing. James Franco is in the building, people. Why lie about something so easy to get caught up on? This bitch is crazy. This matches Deb's. This matches.
That's you and Mr. Franco on May 22nd, 2016, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
Thanks,
And you're taking him up to the penthouses, aren't you?
That's where I lived, yes.
And it's past 11 p.m. at night. Isn't that right?
I'm not quite sure of the time it looked like that.
Why don't we pull that video back up?
Let's look at that. Let's look at the timestamp. I have principles, but I defend her for $6 million. Yeah. Remember, I don't gotta.
22:51.
I just got to defend you. I ain't got to believe you.
Almost midnight, right?
That's
Excuse me, almost 11 o'clock at night.
exactly.
11 o'clock.
You knew Mr. Depp was out of town the week of May 21, 2016.
That's some
didn't you?
rando.
I don't know
What a
what I knew
random.
of his schedule at the time.
You knew Mr. Depp was out of town on May 27th when you went to get the domestic violence restraining order. Isn't that right?
I don't know if I knew that at the time.
You knew Mr. Depp was heading out on a European tour that week. Isn't that right?
I'm not quite sure what I understood of his schedule at that time.
You knew he wouldn't be back for weeks, right?
No, that's incorrect.
He's another actor.
Let's go back to that recording.
James Franco's another actor. Here we go. Back to the recording.
It's Defendant's Exhibit 598. So you testified that you and Mr. Depp were in the car outside of his studio. Is that right?
Yes.
And you were trying to prevent him from going into his studio to do drugs, right?
Yeah, and to effectively start another cycle.
Right. Not that Mr. Depp was just trying to go into his house to see his daughter, right?
His daughter might be one of the people that was in the house at that time, but that's neither here nor there. That
Your testimony is now,
prevented him
Mr.
from entering a cycle.
Your testimony is now that Mr. Depp does drugs in front of his children?
Well, first of all, I know he does. Second of all, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have stopped him from using with his friends, which is the problem, not whether or
Addict
not
in
his
front
daughter
of
was
his
there.
children. My God, woman.
Let's play, please, Defendants 598,
She just say
4948
anything at this
through
point in time.
5035. 5035.
Elaine should say objection. She's destroying my case.
I'm itching. I don't want to be doing this.
I don't want
I want it just to. Why don't you just say, okay, baby, I understand. I'll go
camera's
home
lying.
and you do your thing, hang out with your daughter, and then I'll see you in a couple hours and we'll talk about it. Is it that difficult to say that? Or you just fucking hate me and you want to be shitty about it? Please.
James Franco's a home wrecker.
Just fucking, it's not that difficult. Okay? I don't want to stand here in a driveway and argue with you. Okay, well, I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Please? Please. Just let me know if you're going to go somewhere. Just let me know, please, so I know.
And almost an hour later, you're still arguing with Mr. Depp outside, right?
I don't know how long that argument lasted, no.
Ms. Heard, you testified about seeking a domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, correct?
Yes, I have.
And how you wanted to do it discreetly?
That's correct.
That you wanted as much privacy as you could have?
Yes, that's correct.
And how you walked out to a sea of paparazzi and cameras and photographers, right?
That is correct.
And how this overwhelmed you?
It was overwhelming, yes.
Because you didn't want this attention on you?
That is correct.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 800, which has already been admitted into evidence. This is a photograph of you taken inside the courthouse when you obtained the DVRO, correct?
That's correct.
And your friend Raquel Pennington took this photograph?
Yes, that's correct.
Because you needed to document your time at the courthouse getting a DVRO?
She just took a picture of me. I'm assuming it was in relation to my divorce, yeah.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 801, which has already been admitted into evidence.
So just so everybody understands, we got her faking pictures. She's faking testimony. Cops is lying.
Ms. Heard, this is another
Video's
photograph of you
lying.
taken inside the courthouse, isn't that right?
That is correct.
Stage photos.
Having a
now.
photo shoot inside the courthouse while you were getting a DVRO?
Mhm.
I would not characterize it that way, Ms. Vasquez.
You have a mark on your face, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
You didn't use your bruise kit this time to cover it up?
No, it was the only day I actually walked out of my house without makeup on. I had to be stopped. My best friend saw me in the bathroom starting to put makeup on and told me not to.
All right. Can we please pull up Exhibit 1?
That's plaintiffs at 1.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
No.
Apologies.
That's fine.
It's already been admitted into
Yes, ma'am.
evidence.
Wow. This woman is dangerous.
You wrote this op-ed, right, Ms. Heard?
With the help of the ACLU, yes.
That's what you testified to in this courtroom, right?
That is correct.
And this was published on December 18th, 2018, correct?
That is correct.
Aquaman was released on December 21st, 2018, right?
Yes, that sounds correct.
And that was your first big blockbuster, big budget role, right?
I disagree, but it was the first time I had like a leading role in a movie of that size, yes. Well, second time, yes.
What was the first time?
But the first one was the film I talked about before. I mean, yesterday, Justice League. It introduced the character. So, technically, it was the second one.
But you were the love interest in Aquaman, correct?
That is correct.
Now, at least parts of this op-ed are about Mr. Depp, isn't that right?
It's about what happened to me after.
You sat here during opening statements when your attorney argued that the context of your statements in this op-ed matter, correct?
That's correct.
So let's go through some of that context. Friends and advisors told me I would never work again as an actress, that I would be blacklisted.
Oh no, what's going on? Ah, shoot. Sorry, people. I hit the wrong button, but we're back in 2 seconds. I apologize. Apologize. Here we go. Sorry. Ah, what are you doing to me? All right, we're going from stream to stream. We're back.
after you got an ex-party restraining order against Mr. Depp in May of 2016.
That's correct.
You also wrote, quote, questions arose as to whether I would be able to keep my role of Mira in the films Justice League and Aquaman. This is also referring to your accusations of domestic violence against Mr. Depp, right?
This is referring to what happened to me after I got my TRO, my restraining order.
Against Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
Sorry, I'm going back
Questions
to
arose
the
only after
to the
you
louder
accused Mr. Depp of
stream. So
domestic
give me a second. I'm just going back to the louder stream. Here we go. Sorry. And I stopped it so we can start. So we're playing it from the spot we stopped at. Here we
It's
go.
referring to what happened to me after I got my TRO, my restraining order.
Against Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
Sorry, that's where we
These
stopped at. I
questions
apologize,
arose only
people.
after you accused Mr. Depp of domestic violence in May of 2016, allegedly, right?
Yeah, from the time I got the TRO, being associated with domestic violence, that's what it's a reference to, yes.
You also wrote, quote, imagine a powerful man as a ship like the Titanic. That ship is a huge enterprise. When it strikes an iceberg, there are a lot of people on board desperate to patch up holes, not because they believe in or care about the ship, but because their own fates depend on the enterprise. In this op-ed, you're saying Mr. Depp is a ship, right?
I'm making an analogy to a powerful man as a ship.
The powerful man you're referring to in this analogy is Mr. Depp, right?
I was talking about a bigger issue actually than just Johnny. I was talking about what we as a country were talking about at the time of writing this, which is when powerful men in general do something horrible or something they shouldn't, how there is a system in place to protect them, clean up after them, maintain them afloat. You know, this is a reference to not just Johnny, it was about what was happening as a culture when we were addressing a lot of Me Too issues for the first time.
Ah,
The
now we hear.
iceberg
Now we
is
hear.
you in
Me
this
too.
analogy, right, Ms. Heard?
Me too.
I would not say that. That was not what I intended to know.
So this is another reference to your accusations against Mr. Depp.
No, this is about what happened to me once I left that relationship and got a TRO and became associated with domestic violence.
But it's your testimony that this op-ed isn't about Mr. Depp, right?
It's about what happened to me after. That's
It's
correct.
about your experience after obtaining a temporary restraining order against Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct, among other things.
But it's not about Mr. Depp.
It is not about him,
Mr. Depp is making it about Mr. Depp, right?
ironically.
It's kind of like that Carly Simon song, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't know what you mean.
Let's talk about the defamatory statements in the op-ed that you also claim are not about Mr. Depp. Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. This is about Mr. Depp, isn't it?
No,
You wrote this in 2018, right?
exactly.
And 2 years prior was 2016, right?
That's true.
Okay.
That's correct. It's
So
not about
May of
Johnny.
two-
It's about
Ms.
what
Heard-
happened to me
Ms. Heard, my
after.
question was May of 2016 is 2 years prior to December of 2018,
That's
correct?
correct.
All right. May 2016 is when you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic violence, right?
I got my restraining order at that time.
And you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic violence.
Yes, that was attached to my restraining order. So yes,
May of 2016 is when you sought a restraining order against Mr. Depp.
that's
Yes.
correct. And I
And
had to
May-
provide testimony for that.
Right. And May 2016 is when you walked into court with a mark on your face to obtain that restraining order. Yes or no?
That was the day I
Yes.
walked into court with a bruise on my face. Yes.
And you were photographed with that mark on your face, weren't you?
I walked out to a bunch of photographers. Yes.
May 2016 is when you told the world that Mr. Depp had physically abused you during your relationship. Isn't that right?
That I had to provide testimony as part of my restraining order application. Yes.
And that's how you became a public figure representing domestic abuse. Right, Ms. Heard?
From that point on. Yes.
That's when you claimed you faced our culture's wrath.
That's
That's
Right?
when
what
it
she said.
started. Yes.
But it's your testimony under oath that this statement is not about Mr. Depp.
That's what she said.
It is not. It is about what happened to me afterwards. Was the more interesting thing for me to write about.
The next statement
She's a
reads,
goddamn. She's a liar.
I had
She's
the
a
rare
liar.
vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. This is also about Mr. Depp, isn't that right?
Not just about him, but he is included in that, yes.
He's the man you accused of abuse 2 years prior to this op-ed, isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, but I wrote this op-ed in the context of many men at the time that were public figures or in this public eye being accused as well. So it was a reference in general to a larger phenomenon, not just Johnny.
Not just Johnny.
Not just Johnny.
So it was Johnny. Whoa, she gave it up. So Johnny,
And then-
this was about Johnny. Not just
Right.
Johnny.
I spoke up
Johnny
against
and some
sexual
other
violence and faced our culture's wrath. This one's also about Mr. Depp.
I did not write that.
Well, you've accused Mr. Depp of sexual violence in this very courtroom, haven't you?
Yes, but I was intending
Yes.
to keep that private when this was published. I had not publicly ever accused him of that.
I'm going to move to strike everything after the word yes.
No, I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
It's strike.
You may not have written this title, but you published it, didn't you?
I did not publish a title. I retweeted the article that included the title in it because that was the article.
Let's pull up, please, Plaintiff's Exhibit 3, which
Bring
is already in
out
evidence.
the tweets. The tweet must be brought up.
This is a tweet from your Twitter account on December 19th, 2018, correct?
Let's look
That
at
is
the
correct.
tweet.
Your Honor, it's already in evidence.
It is in evidence.
Yeah, it's in evidence. They put it in evidence yesterday. The
Thank you.
defense.
So on December 19th, 2018, you tweeted, quote, "Today I published this op-ed in the Washington Post." Did I read that right?
That is
These are
correct.
new glasses.
And the
I'm
tweet
trying to get
includes a
used
link to
them.
the op-ed we were
It's
just
hard-
looking
it's
at,
hard
correct?
To read now
That's
for
correct.
some reason.
And you can see that the title of the op-ed in your tweet is, quote, "Opinion, Amber Heard. I spoke up against sexual violence." Right?
Yes, you don't get to change the title of an article you're retweeting.
And that's the title that you put on your Twitter, correct?
I did not put it on my Twitter, no.
You linked it to your tweet.
I retweeted the article.
Boom.
You published it.
I
Publish it to the
retweeted
world.
a link
Retweet it.
to
I
an article
published it.
that I wrote.
Retweeting is
And
publishing.
you published it on your Twitter account.
Yes.
All right.
I
Yes.
retweeted it.
You testified yesterday that you didn't have any control over the title and just now of the op-ed when you retweeted it. Is that correct?
That's
That
what
is
she said.
correct.
This wasn't a retweet though, right?
This was not a
tweet?
retweet.
Perhaps not retweet. I'm not quite sure.
It was
I guess
a tweet.
Tweet. I misspoke. Excuse me. Tweet, not retweet.
You included a link to the electronic copy of the op-ed in your tweet, right?
Yep.
That's what I was trying to say earlier, and I might have misspoke. It's like I'm trying to attach it.
You're a liar. That's what
So
you're
you
trying to do. You're trying
included
to
a
lie.
link, right?
Yes,
to the
that's
op-ed.
correct.
Let's
That's
keep
correct.
it real. You're
So
trying to
you
lie.
must have seen the title of the electronic version of the op-ed before you tweeted it, right?
I may have. I just didn't notice it.
Not very careful about what you publish, are you, Ms. Heard?
I just didn't notice the title.
You didn't need to include the link to the electronic version of the op-ed in your tweet, did you?
How else would I have?
Republished
linked
it. There it is.
Well, you didn't need to include the link to tell the world that today you had published this op-ed in the Washington Post about women who are channeling their rage and about violence and equality into political strength despite the price of coming forward,
Yep.
right?
I couldn't attach it with a paper clip.
No, but you didn't need to attach it at all to tell the world
Oh, I
that
see
you
what you're
had
saying.
published an op-ed.
No, the goal was to tweet about it and to provide a link so that people could
And
read
to
it.
publish it.
The op-ed is in your name,
publish it.
right?
That's correct.
So if you had noticed the title of the electronic version of the op-ed before you included it in your tweet, you could have asked the Washington Post to change it. Isn't that right?
No, that's not.
You
But
couldn't
you
have
didn't
asked
do
them to
that,
change
right? You never asked the Washington Post to change the title.
I didn't notice it and I didn't ask them, nor do I think I needed to.
At the bottom, do you see that there's another tweet from December 19th, 2018?
What's this second tweet?
Yes, I do.
And in this one, it reads, "I am honored to announce my role as an ACLU ambassador on women's rights." Did I read that right?
That's correct.
So you announced your ACLU ambassadorship the same day you posted the op-ed on your Twitter.
I think
right?
that was always the plan, is to attach the article with the announcement that I was an ambassador.
Your Honor, if I may, would this be a good time to stop for lunch?
No, it's too
No.
early.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We got to keep going at least till 12:30.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Thank you. You testified yesterday about your counterclaim against Mr. Depp in this case. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, I do.
Your counterclaim is based on 3 statements made by Mr. Depp's attorneys, Adam Waldman. Is that right?
That's correct.
We looked at those 3 statements yesterday, right?
That's correct.
And the first statement was from an April 8th, 2020 article, right?
That's correct.
And that's Defendant's Exhibit 1245 that's been previously admitted. Would you please pull that up? Thank you.
Hold it up.
If we could please publish that. Thank you. We can scroll down to the 8th page. Mr. Waldman's statement is buried on the 8th page of a 12-page article. Is that right, Ms. Heard?
I don't know how many pages are here.
Well, this is the 8th page.
8th page
Let's go to
of
the 12th.
12-page article.
Let's pull up, please, Defendant's Exhibit 1246, which has already been admitted.
I like when she makes jokes and looks at the jury and they don't laugh. You can tell how much it bothers
And if we could
her.
please go to Mr. Waldman's statement on page 10.
Yeah, honky tonk, you're right. She's trying to connect with them, but they're not connecting with her. I do like when she looks at
And
the
go
jury,
on
too.
to page 11 of a.
The jury is going to punish Heard for lying. I believe you 100%. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's Mr. Waldman's statement, right?
That is correct.
She's going down
I
the
think
barrel
it's-
right now.
Mr. Waldman speaking on behalf of Johnny, yes.
All right, here we go.
You don't have any evidence of that, do you, Ms. Heard? This is Mr. Waldman's statement, right?
I think it's included in the article as well.
That this is Mr. Waldman's statement, correct?
That a representative or an attorney, I don't know which word it says in the article, but it says very clearly that they're speaking on behalf of Johnny or representing Johnny.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 8818?
Oh, so she got something for this.
8818A.
8818A. All right, I wonder where she's going with this one. Nate Dogg, you are the epic man. I have loved listening to you and your crew's insights.
We could
on this
please
case.
go
It's wildly
to
entertaining and sickening at the
page-
same time. Facts. Also, you are rocking the cable eye
8
from the
of this
Marvel
article?
comics. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. $20. I appreciate it. Oh man, I do have the cable eye. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, she's organized and prepared. Again, also, too, you don't have to super chat if you have a question. You have a question, just put Q question, and I'll get to those. But obviously, super chats, I'm going to give preference to. But if you have a question for me in the chat, put Q or question before you write it, so I'll know. Or you can tag me in question, so I can know it's a question. Otherwise, just, I'm not going to respond to people who are just saying things. But if I see a
Sorry,
question,
Your
I'll
Honor.
try to
Yeah,
answer
just
it.
All right.
approach.
Yes, ma'am.
Free for $5 says. See, I got to read this because I do have new glasses. So people can say, you got to get new glasses. These are the new glasses to give me the problem here. I never thought I would see a defamation lawyer commit a homicide. Then I watched Camille Vasquez on cross. You put in cross, but it's on cross. Yeah. This is this is breaking down all the lies. Yeah, she's taking it. Oh my God.
We'll come back to this. Sorry, Ms. Heard. Sorry, Your Honor.
Question.
Um,
How the heck are the lawyers going to
Let's go ahead and
redirect
take this down,
after
please.
this show? Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks. You testified yesterday about how your reputation was before these 3 statements were made, correct?
Yes, I did.
You testified that your career was going very well before.
I think
Aquaman,
that the
baby.
trajectory is positive, yes.
You testified you had a global campaign for L'Oreal, right?
That is correct.
You testified you were waiting on a schedule for Aquaman 2.
That is correct.
Aquaman.
You testified you were scheduled to do a press tour for the TV show The Stand.
Press obligations, yes.
I saw
And then
that.
you testified that after the articles, you were no longer actively involved in the L'Oreal campaign. Isn't that right?
They suspended using my material.
and that you were no longer involved in the publicity surrounding the stand after the articles, right?
That's correct.
And you didn't hear anything about the schedule for Aquaman 2.
Correct.
Ms. Heard, you have no evidence that Mr. Waldman's 3 statements are the reason you are allegedly no longer active in the L'Oreal campaign, do you?
Well, I mean, other than my awareness that they can't use me because of all of the online attention that generated.
And you have no evidence that Mr. Waldman's
The
3 statements are
online
the
people have
reason that the
stopped
stand
her.
media
Wow.
opportunities allegedly stopped, do you?
She's blaming
Yeah,
you
I knew they
guys.
couldn't attach
Damn people
my
out
name
there
to
online.
their promotional materials because of the online stuff.
In fact, there was a lot of reasons why you were no longer active in these endeavors. Isn't that right?
I disagree with that.
Reasons that had absolutely nothing to do with Mr. Waldman's statements. Isn't that right?
I disagree with that.
There was a lot of publicity about your relationship with Mr. Depp around the time Mr. Waldman made the 3 statements at issue, right?
I do not recall.
A lot of really negative publicity for you, Ms. Heard. Isn't that right?
There's been an ongoing smear campaign, yes.
An ongoing negative publicity campaign.
It's an orchestrated smear campaign.
You have no evidence of that, do you, Ms. Heard?
Just look me up, you'll see.
Let's take a look at some of that.
Okay. She said, look me up. I said, okay. Oh, she put a whole book. She said, let's look me up. She's like, okay, I got it. Let's look it up. That's a lawyer's trick. So the lawyer's trick is, if when somebody says, look something up and you got them, you take them in a whole bunch of books and just take it. Like, okay, we got it. And you walk to the desk and you scared them up like, oh my God, they got everything. It's really like maybe 2 lines of paper that you're going to use, but you want, but it's for the effect, right? You got a whole big book of stuff. So now you see she shook up. She's like, what the hell is she pulling out of there? She got my whole life written down. Oh yeah, it's definitely a trap. She definitely trapped her right now. Because you saw it was ready. As soon as she said it, like, don't worry, we got you. You said you need something? We got you. We got you. They're going up. Here we go. Again, these are so, the problem with Amber Heard, people, and I want to be very clear. The problem that I think I'm having with Amber is that she's trying to fight the cross-examiner on things that are really ridiculously obvious, right? You hit Johnny, you like things that we know to be true. And that's one thing she shouldn't be doing, right? Like this whole trying to play the word game. She's doing it again today, trying to play the word game. Like, well, I said pledge and donate. They're the same. No, they're not. We all know they're not. And fighting on stupid little points like that make you seem even less credible. So, it's crazy. And the exaggerations and everything. It just continues to go down, continues to go down, continues to go down. So, Nate, we all have a problem with it. No, well, but yeah, it's sad because I want to see who else they have coming back up after this, because obviously what we've seen now, all the evidence she's brought is now we had doctored evidence, right? Let's just call it what it is. She's presented doctored evidence, right? Claiming it was something that was clearly was not. So we got doctored evidence presented by her team. Okay, the doctored evidence, let's let it go. Then all these witnesses that are saying they didn't see it. All these witnesses that have that. At first, she was like, oh, these witnesses that Johnny pays are biased. They are bad witnesses. But now, even the witnesses that aren't paid by Johnny, cops, doormen, people who don't even know who the hell she is, they're all liars too. I don't think she understands what she's saying. And now she just wants to blame Johnny for everything. If Depp wins, do you think the odds are that he'll not pledge, but immediately donate every penny to the Children's Hospital of LA and ACLU? I don't know. That would be a nice little twist, though. But he can do it, though. He got banked like that. I don't think Amber Heard has. She just don't have that type of cash to do that. But I think Depp does. I think Depp definitely does. $2 question: is it illegal to leave your soul in makeup? I believe so. I think that's a felony in most states. Thanks, Nat. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, so Leo, leave your soul. Oh, and makeup. Oh my God. Camille's looking good. And the reason why she's wearing white today is because, again, when you're doing cross-examination, you want to be you want the witness, you want the jury to look at you because you're giving most of the testimony. The witness, you really want to say yes or no. Camille is giving you all the information, and Amber is just really saying yes or no. So that's why you want to dress so people can see you and notice you, and that's what Camille is doing here. So we see her, we notice her, our eyes go to her. That's why you wear white. It's a trick. They do teach you this in law school. On cross-examination, you want the jury to focus on you. On direct examination, you want the jury to focus on the witness. Grant says in direct, her lawyers didn't cover her old DV. Do you think they aren't anticipating JD's team is going to go there, or is it an indication that they can't go there? Right now, from what I'm understanding, it's propensity evidence, so it's too prejudicial. In court, the DV claim, people have a tendency. Let me go back. People have a tendency to believe because you've been convicted of doing something in the past that you probably did that same thing in the future if you're charged with a crime. So it's the once a thief, always a thief narrative. So courts generally keep out any evidence of past crimes because they say it's just too unfair. Like in this case, if you heard that she had a former DV thing, then more than likely you're going to believe that she was the DV, she committed DV in this particular instance. So what the courts say is that we're going to leave that out. And you have to prove based on the evidence in this case, around this instance, the person did it. So that's what it is. But there are some exceptions where you can bring in things of the past, what's known as propensity evidence. And I don't think we are there yet. So my inclination is that the judge has not allowed the prior DV arrest to come in because it's just an arrest. And it's too prejudicial to Amber Heard's side. But if she says something like, if Amber Heard's team says something like she's never been arrested for domestic violence, then you could bring that into a impeacher or something like that. So that's why the court is trying to be fair in this instance. This one says, so Ben Matlock has the right uniform for cross. So Ben Matlock. I think so, but I know for a fact Camille has definitely. They tell you wear light colors so the jury can see you. Ben Matlock. That's good. Ram, did the ACLU come for him with Amber? Yes. Nah. I hope he can fight having to pay them any money. They were a party to his defamation. But the problem is that the ACLU relied on what she was saying, right? The ACLU, they did, matter of fact, I'm going to be very clear. The ACLU didn't rely on what she was saying. They relied on not only what she was saying, but the evidence she produced, right? She let's be clear, she did produce evidence to the ACLU. You saw the picture of her in court, right? The bruise. She said, here's my temporary restraining order. Here are my pictures of my abuse. And with Me Too right down here, believe all women, I think the ACLU is covered with saying that they reasonably relied on these statements and evidence she provided, even though now we know they're not true. They're debunked. Joseph, thank you for the $5 super sticker. So that's where we're at right now. We're at the point where I don't think the ACLU or the Washington Post can be touched by Johnny Depp because there was just too much there she gave them where a reasonable person could conclude that this actually happened. I thought I saw a question here. No, here you go. Question. It says, do you think Amber Heard lies so brazenly because she knows her expert will say this is proof that she has severe PTSD? Yeah, confusing, exaggeration, logic, etc. So AH thinks the more she does it, the better. I don't know. The reason why I think I don't agree with that, it's because you're talking to a jury of regular people. That's a lot of connections you got to put together, right? Juries want what juries like consistency of testimony, you to come off believable, right? They want to like you when they see you. They want to hit consistency in your story, and any of this other stuff about when things start breaking down, it's you can't put somebody up there that's doing all this crazy stuff and think the jury's going to believe it. It makes her less likely to be believed if she's exaggerating. You know what I mean? It's like these are regular people. These are probably mechanics, people who work in stores, school teachers, cops, bus drivers, whoever. Those are the people on the jury. So I think you're that last super chat kind of made too many connections for them. I think if the jury thinks she's lying, it doesn't matter how crazy she is. She's just a liar. Nate, thanks for this and all the great work. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. Thank you for the. I'm not sure what currency is, but thank you so much. Let me get this one in. $2 from. Would you ever speak with Tim Pool on Timcast IRL? Of course, yeah. I watch Tim Pool stuff all the time. I love Tim Pool. Yeah, I would definitely do a TRL. I was supposed to do Megyn Kelly, but so most people remember I was supposed to be on Megyn Kelly a couple of weeks ago. So that story is I was on Viva's channel, and I got the email from Megyn Kelly's producer to go on Megyn Kelly's show. And next thing I know, but it was last minute. And then it was like a mix up with the scheduling and all that stuff. So I wasn't on it, but I was on it, then I wasn't. So whatever. Keanu, thank you for the super sticker. $27.99 Canadian. Thank you. Oh, I love Tim Pool. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not lockstep with everything Tim Pool says. I think Tim Pool's got some issues, right? But I watch Tim Pool. I watch Joe Rogan. If people want to know just people who I enjoy watching, I watch people from the left and the right. People will be surprised. I like the Young Turks, but I also like Ben Shapiro, right? I like Brandon Tatum, but I also like what's the other guy? The left wing guy. I like what's his name? Brian Todd Oliver, right? So I watch because as somebody in the middle, I like to kind of see what both sides are saying about crap. So they still up there arguing with this thing. They are still up here arguing with this thing. Come on, what's going on? So what are they trying to get in? So Elaine, now this is actually good. Because don't forget they wanted to go on 12:30. So here we go. Question: would you ask Amber Heard?
Okay.
No, you can't do that. Even if you do that, you're in trouble.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. So, Ms. Heard, my last question to you was that there was a lot of negative publicity for you around the time that Mr. Waldman made these statements. Isn't that correct?
Hell yeah.
I believe that they were made. I believe that the statements kind of kept being attached to new defamatory, or articles that were like smear campaign sort of attack articles, is what it.
Okay. Let's go through some of the articles that were out in the press. So, Plaintiff's Exhibit 1267. Could just publish that just for the witness. That would be great. Thank you.
Thanks. Your coverage has been.
This is an article published on February 2nd, 2020. And the title is hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp trends after Amber Heard admits to hitting actor in audio clip. Do you see that?
I see that.
And if we can go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 1268. This one was published on February 3rd, 2020.
She was saying that she was being.
It reads the title, Amber Heard admits to hitting Johnny Depp in recording.
Yeah, that's when his lawyer leaked an edited tape.
Ms. Heard, do you see the title? Amber Heard admits to hitting Johnny Depp in recording. Do you see that?
I see the title.
Okay. We could please go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 1269.
Hitting it with all the bad press.
This one was published on March 17th, 2020. Amber Heard slammed door into Johnny Depp's head, reveals new audio. Do you see that?
Yeah, these are more of the PR plans.
This is so nice. So she's getting in all these events from the bad press. She wouldn't have been able to get. Oh, this is beautiful.
This one was published on March 31st, 2020.
Listen to what
Amber
she says.
Heard to be sacked from Jason Momoa's Aquaman after Johnny Depp's controversy, reports. Do you see that?
I do.
She's getting all these extra facts in so people know. Like this is what people were saying. She beat up Johnny. She slammed Johnny in the face. She's getting all those good
Plaintiff's
facts
Exhibit 1271.
after the tape was released. This is good.
You see the title that says Johnny Depp says ex-wife Amber Heard sliced his finger off, and it quote erupted like the Vesuvius.
I just don't know when that was. I've never seen that article.
I bet
Go
you
to
haven't.
1272.
I bet you haven't.
This one was published on May 29th, 2020, and it says, when Amber Heard confessed to smashing a door into Johnny Depp's head, clocking him in the jaw. Do you see that?
I see that.
Going to 1275. This one was published on July 15th, 2020. Amber Heard stole my sexual assault story. Ex-aide tells libel trial. Do you see that?
This was
You
Adam
see?
Waldman as well.
Ex-aide says she stole my sexual assault story. She couldn't get
It
that
doesn't
in
say
before.
Mr. Waldman.
But the
It actually
jury
says Kate James
now
also
has
says
heard
she
that.
often received abusive text messages from Johnny Depp's ex-wife, doesn't it?
I just know because he threw
Now
down the
somebody-
article.
Miss Heard,
Sending-
isn't that what that
Mr.
says?
Waldman threw the newspaper at
Heard.
me afterwards.
Miss Heard, that's not my question.
What
my
was your
question
I'm
is-
sorry.
The title of the article says, Amber Heard stole my sexual assault story, ex-aide tells libel trial. Kate James also says, Your Honor, she opened the door by saying it was Adam Waldman.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Let's go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 1276.
So you're getting all those bad facts. It doesn't even matter, right? It's now
Amber
gotten in.
Heard
She stole
admits to
somebody's
hitting
sexual
fucking
story.
baby, Johnny Depp in court audio. Do you see that, Miss Heard?
That's correct.
Okay.
Another one.
Let's go to 1277.
Just read them all in. Read them all in. Let everybody hear all these bad facts that she couldn't get in regularly, but now we're going to get them all in.
Published
She stole
July
that
28th,
sexual assault
2020.
story. She did.
Amber Heard's
Beautiful.
sister thought she was going to kill Johnny Depp, claims a witness. Do you see that, Miss Heard?
I see that.
You see?
In 1278.
Just hitting her with it.
Published on July 28th, 2020. Johnny Depp was the victim of abuser Amber Heard, London's High Court told. Do you see that?
I do see that.
Yeah, she's crushed. That's crushing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Go ahead and take our lunch recess then. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take our hour lunch recess at this point. Do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside research. Okay, we'll see you now.
That last little saute was perfect. You get the jury listen to all that crap, right? You get the jury listen to all that crap. You did this, you did this, you did that, you did that, right? You stole the story. All that stuff wasn't coming in. She opened the door. Let's go through the bad press, the quote unquote bad press. Here it is.
All right, we'll
And
come
lay
back
it
at
out.
1:35 then. Is that fine? All right, thank you.
We got James Franco. We got everybody. Wow. Wow. What do you guys think? Let me take down these super chats. My God, that was she got them all in. So the fact that you had the aide, because don't forget the jury heard that, right? Even it's not supposed to be for the truth. We have the aide says Amber Heard stole my sexual assault story and used it in the trial. Now the jury's not supposed to take that as any type of truth. But just imagine if you're a juror and you heard that. How would you feel about her stories now? Right? That is dangerous. That was dangerous. Quick question, Nate. When does the ref come to stop this ass blanking, ass whooping? Yeah, it's a slaughter. Yeah, she's being slaughtered up there. She's got to ask for some help or something. I don't know. This is crazy. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Australia can't stop watching this train wreck. Hey, welcome to the war. Your coverage has been 100. Thanks for the insight. Thanks, Kevin. Grammy says, have you seen AH sister on a reality show with injuries on her and the cast saying you let Amber Heard beat you? No, but I could see something like that maybe happening now. Darlins for $20 says it sure seems to me that there should be a perjury case in Amber's future. I would suspect so with all these are a lot of lies, people. These are a lot of lies. She's lying so naturally. It's like I don't know why. Like these lies are starting to become like ridiculous. It's just like it's unbelievably bad, right? Like she doesn't want to give up anything. She just was like, yo, I'm just gonna lie and just, so what? Believe what you want. It's wild because there's no way I think any one of us who's watched just the cross-examination from this morning and the end of yesterday, I don't believe anything this woman's saying anymore. Right? It's not even can I believe anything? It's like I don't believe anything. And it's not, and I know a lot of people are going to want to try to argue that I'm not believing Amber because she's a woman, but that's just not the case, people. I don't believe her because of the evidence that's been presented to us in this case. And it's the mental leap that I have to get to believe her. I have to believe so many people online. I got to believe so much evidence is fake. There's just so much I just got to believe. And it's just not happening. We got a question from Kevin who says, how hard is perjury to prove? It's not really that hard, but again, it's the DA who has to take it up, and they got to see if they have the resources and if they want to follow through. It's possible, but it's unlikely though. And what do you actually need to prove it for court, to court as perjury? Well, you have to prove it's intentional. And that's generally sometimes where it goes down. You have to prove they're essentially trying to mislead the court. And that's where a lot of perjury cases fall, because just because somebody says something that's untrue doesn't mean they intentionally said it. And that's generally, I was mistaken, I didn't know, that type of thing. So you're really looking for, you really are looking for, what am I talking about? You're looking for something that where you can actually put like this person intentionally lied, and I can prove it to a jury. I don't know if they can. I don't know if the DA in Virginia would take it, that case, and I just don't know if they feel they can prove it. But generally, people lie in cases, in civil cases and criminal cases, right? So it is what it is. Matter of fact, at the beginning of this case, somebody has to be lying, right? Either Johnny Depp has to be lying, or what's her name has to be lying, but somebody has to be lying. So with that said, I'm actually going to go eat some lunch and then come back and see if we can do the second half. Let me see if I can get into the second half. But this first half has been amazing. I hope you guys learned something. This was totally fantastic. If you guys want, I think I might head over to either Nick or Legal Bites to watch the second part of this stream. I like to kind of just start it out together just to get some run to it, and then after that we'll go and make it happen. So meet me over at Nick Recchietta stream, because that's probably where I'll be going to talk about this for lunch, and on Legal Bite stream. So I'll be going over there to talk about it for lunch if any of you are interested in continuing to watch coverage. And I'll probably be doing, if cross is tomorrow morning, I'll do a little cross, but after that I'm not really going to be live streaming the trial. I'm probably going to be either on Legal Bite stream, Good Logic stream, Nick stream, one of those other streams that are streaming it, because live stream, even though I love live streaming and love being live, it's really not my thing, and I really wanted just to do a couple of days of coverage. I honestly feel as of right now, my channel is being too consumed by this, so I don't mind doing it for this week while this is hot, but I want to get back to the things we do. I love, you guys know me. I love breaking down the law in a particular way. I like making it simple for you and doing all that. So we'll make it happen. I'll give you the link. Let me give you the link to the channel I will be on next. I'm thinking I'm going to, let me go to Nick's, because I told Nick I was gonna. So let me go to Recchietta. Nick, YouTube Nick. So I'm probably gonna go over to Recchietta stream right now and talk the crap with him. Recchietta Law. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. This is to Nick's stream, and I will be here. All right, so it is here. That is where I'm going right now, and I'm probably gonna be there most of the rest of this, so I can go pick up my kids and all this other stuff. So let me knock down any. Oops, did I put it in his stream? I think I might have put it in his stream instead of my own. I posted his link in his stream. Oh my God. Control V. That's the link. Sorry, I went to his stream. I got me the link and posted his link in his stream. Oh my God. All right. So I'm going over there. I'll see you guys in a second. Peace, guys. And thanks again for stopping by. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Oh, do I have any more super chats? Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody's super chats before I go. All right, I got them all, and I got all the questions. All right. I'll see you guys a little later.